Hello. I'm good, Cohen. How are you? It's been a while, man. Good, though? Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming back. I appreciate you hanging out. I love Goatberg. It's a great emote. What up, Co-Buddy? How are you? Bop, bop. Why to believe that Louisville's a week away? Yeah, it has certainly snuck up on me, that's for sure. I've been slowly pushing away from the game but coming back for the regional. Am I going? Yes, I'm going. I'll be casting the event. I'm excited about that. My computer is absolutely dying. Plan on taking $2 in cash in the event to give to you to leak the Guilty Gear characters in my DMs. Oh, I see. Well, that's very nice of you. Any possibilities of webcam events on the horizon on interest coming back? Currently, I mean, the short answer is just no. There has not been a ton of interest. Would I like to do them? Yes. Would I like to do them? Absolutely. They're just... and it might just be a summer thing, you know? Hello, Sean. How are you? I'm good. I am well. I'm swell. Yo, Malamo, thank you for the prime. Hello, hello, hello. What is up? Can't wait for the TMNT. I want to start playing 400 again. Hell yeah. I was thinking that about summer making people too busy. True. Yeah. Buddy, I saw that he posted a video, but I didn't watch it. It is. I think it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. I put a lot of work into that. I'm very happy about it. All right, jumping into this room. What up?
What up?
How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. I'm swell. Let me toss on.
Same question.
What?
You already said that. You have to give me a different response, or I don't feel special.
Well and swell?
Yeah, you said those exact words. You said, I'm good, I'm well, I'm swell to Sean in chat. So now I don't feel special. And now Sean doesn't feel special.
And so what you're saying is I need to change how I feel based person to person. Rather than in the past 7 minutes having
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. You're understanding it.
Okay. No, I get that. I guess I will try to do better in the future. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Come on. Circle up, dude. Let's go.
My camera isn't wanting to work. Oh, I have to send you a video ninja.
Yeah, we don't have. I'm waiting on the video ninja link.
That's my B. I forgot how we do the show.
Wow, it's been a week.
It is.
He's over here. He does one little side hustle with his other side piece, Barlow, and he forgets how to run a show with his real piece.
Man.
That's okay. My cat is going crazy today.
Yeah?
Yeah, she is so loud. I know you can't hear her because, no voice suppression or whatever. Yeah. But, like, holy crap. Every time, she is just going off. How was your 4th of July?
I got like food poisoning.
Oh.
Yeah, which was like not awesome, but whatever.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, mine was also terrible. Yeah.
Oh.
4th of July sucks.
Oh. What happened, man?
No, mine was incredible. But I didn't want to just like turn tail and be like, well, that sucks for you, dude.
Funny.
I mean, I had to drive. I drive quite a bit. That sucked, but other than that, it was fine.
Okay, I've sent. Oh, sorry. I have a problem with my camera. It sucks.
Get it together, camera. We got a show to do.
Yeah, I wish.
That's okay. The longer we take, it means the sooner into our show, the Four Checks podcast or whatever they'll rate us. So.
Yeah, good point.
So this is just the setup,
Yeah. Here's a link. Should be the same passwords and whatever was before.
Heck yeah.
Okay. And then I get to bring this up over here. And then that's good. I will mute you over here. I will mute me over here. And then I can take in the 2-person talking screen new. That didn't work. I got a turtle up. Right person. Want it to be There. Okay. There. There you are. There you are. Okay, and then transition. Nice. You're on the
Iggy,
screen.
I am also looking forward to you watching our show tonight. Isn't that a coincidence? Isn't that a crazy coincidence? I love this show, Tam. I love that we do this.
Yeah?
You might even if you like lie to me and you're like, "Oh, I love it too," and you actually like don't. I love that we do this. The day that we stop doing this, I'll be very sad. But it's okay, because as all things in life, good things must come to an end. Just hopefully not anytime soon.
There it is. Wow, I just couldn't find the
You
thing
know,
that I wanted.
someday soon, one of us will become super famous, and they're like, "Sorry, man, can't do it."
I mean, it's gonna be
anymore."
you. You're doing Riftbound stuff. There's no.
No,
no
I'm
way
gonna
it's me.
I'm gonna get on Survivor, and I'm gonna become a reality TV show personality.
Didn't you sign up for it? Didn't you?
I did. I applied to Survivor. Yeah.
Hmm.
But so my audition is for seasons 51 onward, and season 49 isn't even on TV. Like, if that makes sense. So like, because the 50th season's coming up, they're doing a huge show for it. They've announced the cast already, and they haven't even started recording that one yet. So like, yes, I've applied, but it won't be a thing until I'm like years, at least a year. And even then, I might not get picked, so it's not even a big deal. So, because actually thousands and thousands of people apply, right? So, and they pick 20 people per season, and that's not even including if they like bring back former contestants to compete again, right? And it's like, oh, I got to compete with all those people, so it's like, yeah. But yeah, I love Survivor. I love that show.
I gave you mod status on the.
Yeah, I can see literally everything. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Can you see the tickets?
No, it's okay. I can see the tickets.
Okay.
I was catching up on the ones that we did last week and some other stuff that was on there.
Dope. Here's this.
But I'm glad I can see the tickets for like seeing like how many people or whatever.
Yeah.
I do prefer to be like a little shocked by the question.
Sure, that's fine.
But I'm glad I have access to it,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know how to give it to you without like making a whole brand new role and just letting that role see it. So I was like, "Fuck it, you're a mod now, dude."
Yeah, it just means I can see all like the mod chats. You guys yap a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they yap a lot.
Yap. It's there's a reason it's called mod yapping.
Yeah. So, but it's good.
I'm ready to rock it if you are. We are.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready whenever.
Okay. I'll click the button. I'll say, "Yo, what up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Tam and Barrett Universe's Super Show. I'm Tam. This is Barrett, and this is a live stream show that me and Barrett put on every single Thursday, asterisk at 7 p.m. every single Thursday that we're here. What this is me, Barrett, and you, the Universe's community, all sitting down and having a conversation together. I went back and I watched a super sidebar, a TC Universe's thing. I forgot amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. I forgot that I said that literally a million billion times.
A million. It's just one of your Tamisms.
Yep.
You have right now, especially like when you went to your solo channel, your current Tamisms are things like, we talk about all the time when we talk about, pilot.
Yeah.
Tone or whatever it's called. Dude, I don't know what it is. I always forget it every single week. But like that's just you as a whole, as a person. You
I
can
definitely
very much
latch
tell.
on.
No, it's not even just that, but like it's you. You can very much tell that Tam has been and is a teacher because he loves mnemonics. He loves like martial arts. They all go together.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's your personality, and it works. And it works.
But anywho, This is the TMNT Universe Super Show. Sorry for the crazy long intro. If you want your question to be read out live on the show, or even better, you jump on the cast and conversate with us about your awesome topic, go to my Discord, a link in the description of this video, as well as inside of the Twitch. It's not a description; it's a box. It's a info box. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, you can ask a question such as our warm up question as you guys get your other questions in. This is from Suichi, and this was literally a month ago, and so the question is a little outdated. And I will ask their question verbatim. With the last webcam regional being over the weekend, you mentioned on stream that declining player rates as part of the reason for that. Do you think people just lost interest, or another reason, such as not having access to proper setup equipment required to participate? So to condense that, Barrett, my question to you is why does webcam universes fail?
Wow, you really did. You really read it verbatim and then completely changed it. No, I'm kidding. I mean, sure. Let's talk about it, because I mean, I have the Webcam Wednesday expert here, right? And you recently are no longer doing that, and you said the reason why you're not doing it is because strictly it's attendance. And like, like full disclosure, like I know you were using it for content. It's really hard to get content when no one shows up. Like I totally get that, but it was also meant to be. UVS Games used to do local Wednesdays every Wednesday. You're just passing and continuing that torch. And when they did that, a majority of players really loved that they did it. And even though everybody said that they loved they did it, they still only got maybe 20-something players a week.
Yeah.
And so the real question is, for the longest time, I can see why you worded it this way. Why does it fail? And I think the majority of it is that I'll give you the short answer. The short answer is I think our game is really complicated and it's really not appealing to webcam. That's the short answer. The long answer is I think there's a lot of factors on why it's not appealing right now. That being, TTS is very accessible. It's something we've never had access to in our long history of playing the game, and now we do. And shout outs to like Nick Reagan for keeping that going for us and things like that, because that he full disclosure, he doesn't have to do that.
No.
He just doesn't have to do it, but that's how much he cares about the community and what he wants to have this access point for us that we've never had. And because Nick Reagan was around too when we didn't have it.
And so I don't even think he uses it. I don't think that he plays TTS.
I don't think he does either.
Yeah.
You ready? Nick Reagan, I think, has the pleasure of having enough people locally that if he wants to play Universus, he has his group of friends that he goes and plays Universus with, which is great. That's how you and I played card games for years and years growing up, and how everybody did growing up. You're like, yeah, do you want to play card games? You message your friends and you go, hey, you want to get together on Friday night or whatever night, and we can go play card games. And then eventually that develops into a local scene, and you yada yada yada. And that's what people do. That's card games. That's the hobby. That's the I don't know. I'm not gonna use the word cult. That's the wrong way to word it. That's our community. That's the card game player community. Is you get together in person and you play, and you may play a match in 30 minutes, and then you sit there with your friends or fellow players. They don't even have to be your friends. You might hate the guy's guts, but something about sitting across the table from somebody who just beat your ass, and you go, hey man, talk to me about my deck. Help me be a better player. And that in-person relationship of why people get into card games, that comes from being in front of somebody and having that human-to-human interaction. And yes, webcam is accessible, but the reality is, Tam, is that we're not in COVID anymore. And it was a band-aid to a world that we lived in. But I think the reality is people want to play physical card games in front of people.
Yeah.
People like to do that.
Yeah.
Other aspects, it's summertime. I just went on vacation. We had a long extended weekend because of July 4th. I got in a helicopter, for God's sake. And you bet while I was in that helicopter, I was not like, man, I wish I was playing Webcam Wednesday right now. So People like I'm going to a wedding reception this weekend, like for a party of my close personal friends because it's summertime. They got married. The weekend after that, we're going to an in-person regional. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna play with our friends. Aside from all of those things, we all live our normal lives. I have to go to work every day. Most people, if they got kids, they have to take care of their kids. It's summertime. They've got to keep their kids preoccupied. No one's going to pay for a sitter. Like if you work at home, your kids are there with you. Like real life happens and it's summertime. People are doing fun things with their time off or their time with their kids or when the sun's out, they're going to the pool. I'm gonna go hang at the pool aside from the Play Webcam Wednesday because at the end of the day, this is a hobby. This is a game to us. And we love our hobby. We love this game.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in front of my computer when I could instead literally tell my friends, hey man, you want to go to the patio at the local bar and we can play card games and eat food and have a good time on the patio and enjoy summertime and do all these things instead of sitting in front of our computers and playing when we could play in person. And I think a lot of people are doing that. Genuinely. I think obviously the larger your game is, the big ones like Magic and One Piece or whatever, when you have more players, you will have, even in that large mass of players, there's still a pocket of people that really enjoy playing on webcam and online. That will exist. The problem is that our game isn't this big. Our game is this big. And so that same percentage ratio looks closer to this. And it exists. There are people that will do it. And then as Suichi asked or said, what about the setup and all that stuff? And you're right. Some people, I don't know about you, Tam, but I've said this many times. I hate playing on webcam. I absolutely hate it. Because it just adds this extra level of stress in a competitive setting. I should go back.
Sure.
When we had real provisionals and regionals on webcam, and even like during COVID times, like people playing in One Piece tournaments or Dragon Ball tournaments or whatever, because they were very successful during COVID. They were very successful doing the webcam tournaments. It was so much extra stress for me in our game because I have to make sure that everything I'm doing doesn't look fishy. Because integrity.
Yeah.
And at the same time of doing that, so I have to keep an eye on my own webcam to make sure that what they see is good. At the same time, I have to be looking at their webcam and not only understanding the game state of the game, and there's a lot going on in our game at every moment, and I have to also be checking that they're not doing anything fishy.
Yeah.
And when you're in person, it's way easier to catch anything being fishy, so much so that you don't even think about it. You just don't even think about it. That also on top of the fact of just like, I do genuinely think the pace of our game is slower on webcam. So a 50-minute round is actually less of that of played game time because intricacies, making everything I just said, and then making it flow together. Because of all those reasons, I find webcam incredibly stressful and I hate it. I did it once and I said I'm not doing it anymore. Even when I was playing competitively, I said, those ones, I'll pass. I'll just pass. And those are the cheapest ones to attend because you don't got to travel anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't got to go anywhere. And that's why they're so appealing to people. They are appealing to people when they're like really for high stakes stuff. But I do think at the end of the day, like it is still stressful to people, more stressful than playing in person. Even in person, like you end your round and you're like, go meet up with your buddies and you ask them how they're doing. Like that's what you do. That's what you do at a card game tournament, or you go check on other players or whatever. You go to a vendor because you finished your round in 30 minutes and you hot skedaddle and have some fun. And now it's like, I finish my round and I either go hop in another Discord call to talk to my other friends, or I just sit here and just sit on my computer and like I'm not playing card games anymore. I'm just doing computer stuff. So I think there's a big disconnect in the webcam world. Maybe it's just not for me. I'm pretty opinionated on it because like I don't like it very much, but I understand why it's successful and can be successful, and it does seem to constantly fail in our game, like the way you word the question. I think regardless if they're like supported officially or not, doesn't matter, because obviously even when there's real prizes that David Toombs was doing, they were still getting less and less and less people doing it. I don't think it has anything to do with what prizes you're giving out. I think it has everything to do with It's not how you and me grew up playing card games. It's not how it's supposed to be done.
Man.
Sorry, I left you on that one. You know, is that a real boomer way of saying it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's If this was a different show, I'd make some different jokes.
That's fair.
Let's. You've said a lot.
I said a lot. I did. I yapped.
You certainly.
It's your turn.
Did not realize you were so passionate about hating Webcam Wednesday so implicitly. My big takeaway on why webcam universes failed is I think that this added level of stress that you are talking about is not worth it for the very high-end, top-end competitive players, which are who this is the audience for.
Absolutely.
Right? And so you then take and you go...
Because a casual player won't go to any regionals.
They don't... They're not down for it. And so then you go one step lower to the people who I'm going to use this word and it's going to sound yucky, but let me walk with me, who claim to be competitive but don't make this their entire life goal. Like, this isn't their number one hobby. This isn't the thing that they do. I'm playing 4 games every day, 7 days a week. Like, those are the hyper competitive people. They're out because of the stress of webcam. If the pricing isn't like crazy and messed up and like an insane amount of money, right? And so then you get the next tier, which are like competitive players, and that's who we're actually like doing things for. And the truth of the matter is, there just isn't that much of there aren't enough of those players that are willing to play. And then lastly, you've got the non-competitive players, the I'll use the word casuals, who come in, play their cute fun deck, their rogue deck, go 0-2, go 1-2, and go, well, shit. I guess I'm at my computer. I'll drop and I'll play a game. And then eventually you do that loop so many times that you go, why am I spending the $30 to go play Baldur's Gate 3 hours from now when I could not spend $30 and play Baldur's Gate right now and put it up on the other monitor and just watch? Which is where, like, I think that the issue with webcam universes right now is that the audience isn't there to play. When we host events, I get 60 people watching the event.
Yeah.
Where are these people? Why are they not playing? And the answer is they don't want to play.
They want to watch.
They want to watch.
People love content. You're way better on the expert on this right now. But like, as somebody who has newly created a new YouTube channel, I made my channel 2 weeks ago or whatever, or 3 weeks ago or something like that. And like I'm barely advertising. I'm not doing anything, like, because the game that I'm doing content for doesn't exist.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't exist right now, right? So I'm not like boots on the ground, like, you know, like, I'm not doing all that right now. I'm just trying to build a foundation, and I'm still surprised that my videos 6 hours being out, because I post them at like 2 a.m. in the morning. 6 hours from that, so in the morning, like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and they have 50 views. And I go, what? Yeah. And I go, who are these people? And the reality is, and I also do feel this for Universes, even though, again, we are a smaller card game, people love to watch it. I think they actually do like to watch it and then talk about it. They like to watch it and then talk about it with their friends. I see it happen in group chats all the time. You see it happen in Twitch chat. You see, and like, I don't read enough like YouTube comments or anything or stuff like that, but like, I love this that we do, but like, the reality is the amount of people that actually absorb like Universe's like podcast content, I don't think is very high.
No, I agree.
Period.
I mean, it's just the audience that we have, right? Like,
but when UVS Games goes live for Louisville, people are gonna they're interested. And randomly, as the stream starts, 100 people show up. Because those 100 people are like, I really want to watch Universes right now.
And this stream is gonna be so good, guys. I'm so excited. It's gonna be the best.
I am also very excited. I am also very excited because I'm hoping it goes incredibly well for us, and it will like almost kind of shift into like a new era of how we do things, and I'm so excited to be a part of that.
Let me flip the question on you. Let me flip the question on you.
Okay. Sure.
How do we make webcam universes events succeed? What would it take? Because I have an answer, but you shooting from the hip, what do you think that it would take, right? As a like, what has to happen inside of doing it?
I think the easy answer is UVS Games doing it themselves again. Whether it's the small Webcam Wednesday thing again, or doing Webcam regionals or whatever. Like, obviously, I think it's the easy answer. That's how you get people involved. Because at the end of the day, for all that percentage of people that we said that it's not worth it, to some people, that dial exists. And they will say, oh, it is worth it.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to do this weekend. It is worth it. I'll put it on my calendar. I think that's the easy answer to gain the traction. But I think the reality of it is that's just like a Band-Aid to it. And the real answer for you I have for you is I don't think there is a solution, Tam. I think our game is, again, very complicated and very intricate, and there is a lot of benefit for playing this game in person with someone across the table from you and with a collective group of friends that also enjoy this game, that you'll never get that feeling playing a webcam. So I don't think that's a successful plan.
Here's my solution, and I think it is truly reinventing the wheel. And you turn this into, this is how we get real spectator sport out of universes, out of the card game. And you just don't open it up to the public. You make it creator focused. You make it influencer focused, and you make it like a 16-person invitational, and you literally make it like a 2-day event, worlds type event, where you have all of you take 8 creators, you take 8 top end players that aren't necessarily the creators, right? And then you put them into a bracket.
You want to do a summit?
You just do a summit. You do a webcam summit, and you have and it is entertainment rather than we get 100 people in a room and we all see who's the best. It's now the production quality goes up. You don't have to necessarily make it over a singular weekend, because you monopolize these 16 people's every other weekend for 2 months, right? And then now you can like have casters and storylines, and these creators can take and go promote it themselves because they're going to be playing every single round. Like you just make it an event to happen, rather than here's an open invitation to play for prizes that aren't as good as the rest of the thing. This is a thing that I'm working on doing. I've got way too many irons in the fire to even potentially start it. But it's here in the back of my head on how to make this successful.
I want to back it up, though, because I don't think that answers the question. Like, I think that's... You ready? You know I love this idea. I've supported this idea ever since you wanted to do it at TCG University.
Yeah.
I'm down. It just requires money to do. I love the idea. Tim, that doesn't fix the problem of getting the players to want to play on webcam.
Let me change it, though. I think the way that you make webcam University successful is you stop doing the classic model of a Swiss round. It is a broadcast, rather that webcam events are broadcast to take high-end selective players together to showcase the game, rather than making a Swiss Open tournament. So I am literally taking the entire the classic Swiss pattern for webcam events doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We have as you said, we have evolved from that, and so either you stop doing them or you have to change them entirely. Swiss rounds for webcam events don't work, and so this is how you make them successful.
Yeah, and I would say if
asterisks.
There's anywhere
I have no idea if this is going to work.
If there's any way to make it, or you won't know until you try something new, I think is the best way to word this. And so like I don't disagree with that, and I do think our game is very close knit and small enough that something like this could work 100%. I think it has to be pretty community led, obviously. So like who knows?
Like imagine there was as much of the hiccups as it had, right? The Ace Maneuvers, the Sam Tate versus Tam Cardwell showcase match. Imagine that on a grander scale, but it's webcam and there was some time spaced in between. Imagine all 16 of these players had to stream their POV so that in between rounds they were talking to chat. People were cheering on their favorite person. The production worked with each player to give everybody very similar graphics and setups to make sure that everything was unified. Like,
and it's commentated and
it's
yada,
commentated
yada.
like there's so much, and to the point where you could even do it in classic Summit style where it is 14 players get invited and 2 players get voted in from the community, and that's how you get the outside people in. Like that's, and that now you've got these 2 rookies who are coming in to play with the big dogs. Like there are storylines that you can Twitch Rivals out 100% Negamat. Twitch Rivals is not an open gameplay for everybody. You do not get an invite to Twitch Rivals. You actually that is a sick name. Twitch Rivals Universes sounds sick. Just straight up steal it.
I'm gonna take it all the way back. Tam, I don't disagree with you, because even my favorite things that I love about League of Legends, because I watch professional, I'm watching it right now. It's on my other stream because MSI is happening right now. MSI is a mid-season invitational. People like me don't get to go to MSI.
Yeah.
It is the best players in the world at MSI, and it is for content. They are competing for their own prize, and your thing could be for nothing, I guess. But like, even if it was for a prize or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're just saying like, we should be more taking advantage of, like, if it is something that's going to be happening and a reason for someone to get in front of a screen, it should be to absorb content and the entertainment value of the game, so that they watch it and they go, that makes me want to go to my local game store and play Universes.
100%.
Not necessarily play it on webcam.
100%. 100%.
Well, in that sense, you're right. The old idea of what Universes playing on webcam is dead. You want it to turn Universes into content, the professional or higher level gameplay into content, and that's the drive to make people go play.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Great question. Thank you, Suichi, for dropping it. I messed up my thing. I have to fix it. If you want to pop in and have a question on the broadcast, I'm gonna double check and make sure that my want to be on the broadcast, make sure you ! Ask a question in chat. That will get you access to my Discord, where you can pop in, open a ticket, come jump on the show, just like this next person, fan of the show, Malamoan. Hello. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Tam?
Nothing much. Just doing a fun
and
show.
Barrett,
Thanks for being on. So had you on. Sorry, question. Good question. Love the question. Go ahead. Ask away.
Yeah, so I had asked, and this is part of the reason why I had currently taken a hiatus from the game and stopped playing webcam, which is funny, webcam games, which is funny why they came up. How do you go about playtesting competitively when you A, don't have a locals, and B, don't have a team that you can, play against or spar with? My biggest issue that I've had in this game is I am a competitive player. The closest LGS that I have to me is a 2.5-hour trip. It would take me longer in travel time than it would do to play weekly. The issue that I had with webcam, which is, I was a consistent regular for webcam, both for when UVS Games was doing it and when you were doing it. But the issue was I am, again, a competitive player. And when I line up and see, Harley Quinn on the opposite side of me, it's not really helping me much.
Okay, called out. That's fine.
Speaking of call outs, do you want to shill or do you want me to do it for you?
No, run it.
Okay, so excellent question, because I think this is the other side of this coin that we were kind of talking about, which is the bread and butter of playing card games and getting into card games is that feeling of like you go into a local game store and you sitting down with your friends and doing yada yada yada. And the reality is that doesn't exist for everybody for their favorite game or whatever. Or here's even another thing that I'm going to bring up. What if you love Universus and you do have a local game scene, but you hate their guts? You're like, man, the people that play my locals, they suck. I don't like them as people. That's a real thing. So this is what I'm going to shift it to. There are now avenues in our society and world for you to find like-minded people that have the same exact problem / dilemma that you do online, and you do whatever it takes, because if you're compassionate and competitive, you do whatever it takes to make it work to whatever level you need it to do. And the reason I bring this up is because like I know I work for the company, so I know I'm going to say this and I might get in trouble, but like the reality is that TTS is a very, very valuable resource that we have access to. And if someone hits me with, yeah, but I don't want to spend money on TTS, it's crazy to me that you're going to go buy a booster pack or X amount of booster packs for $30 when you could go buy TTS. It's just crazy. My computer can't run TTS. That's baloney because it's actually put together by sticks and straw. So, and again, even when I say get TTS or play on webcam or whatever it takes to do with your local friends, the key piece of this conversation I'm trying to have is you have to find a group. You cannot do it by yourself. Even if that group is going on the UVS or the Universus Games Discord and having conversations with people, you have to do it. Barrett, I'm not very social. I'm not good at that. Anxiety. Reality check. For you to play in a 1v1 card game, there must be another one. You have to interact with somebody at some point, even if you don't like interacting with people. I get it. It's a lot easier for people like me or Tam, or we show up to a card store and I'll talk to a stranger and I'll be like, "Yo, what do you play?" I'm that cringe guy that you might not like. I walk in and I'm like, "You want to play?" And if they go no harm, no foul. I'll go find somebody else. Or they're like, yeah, let's play. And then I get to meet a new person. Maybe we vibe. Maybe we don't. Maybe I never play the game with this guy again because he's like a rager and he didn't like that I beat him one time. And I'm like, oh, this guy's not really good. Or not, or, like, I know I need this guy's a casual. He's not going to come with me to competitive events. I'm great to make a friend here. But that's not the people I'm going to be grinding for competitive events with. If I'm a grinder and I'm a competitive player, I need to find more competitive players. And you're right, Mal. As of right now in Universus, it's very team-centric. I'm not going to disagree with that right now. It's pretty easy to look at as the outside in, even when you tune into the broadcasts and you see people wearing jerseys or they giving shout-outs to their other teammates, or the people in the top cuts, when the commentators start talking about them, they talk about what team they're from and who they represent. You can do it on your UGN. You can literally talk about who you're representing and who you play with. The reality is, just because you're not on a team, just because you don't wear a jersey, to be a competitive, I don't even know the word to use here, to be a competitive player in any activity, a sport, card game, a chess player, collaboration is the key to learning. That's what we were taught in school, right? There's a reason why they make you do group activities. You could be the smartest kid in the school. You could have a 200 IQ. There is something to be learned from the way that other people approach the game and having conversations, because they will always see something differently. And our game is so intricate that collaboration, I think, is necessary. And I would say this about any card game. I think collaboration matters. So I would say the key to this, Mal, is you're right. If you don't have a local scene and the webcam is not officially supported and your favorite streamer, Tam, shut it down, you have to be the pilot of your own destiny of Universus. You need to go find other people that are playing Universus that are just like you, that don't have a local scene, that really want to get into it, and you have your own group. You don't need a team. Don't put a name on it. You want to be talking to somebody in DMs or messages, or you get on a call once a week and you just talk. You talk about your favorite card game. You talk about the game. Talk about what you're excited to play. Jam a game or two online if you have a webcam or on TTS or whatever. You have to find the people. I think that's the biggest thing. And I'm not sitting here like yapping about it. There are tools that exist to do this. There are multiple Discord channels. The good news is some of those players or streamers or teams that we're even talking about have their own official Discords that have fans just like you, or even if you don't like them. But somewhere in that realm of the scope, you can find somebody that's in the same boat as you or wants to collaborate. I bet you anybody that might even pull this up on YouTube, you might find somebody that's like, hey, I really want to do this. And the other thing you have to be accepting of is you might find somebody that shares that dream with you, and you might be a level 8 player, Mal, and they might be level 4. They might be new to it. And you get to make the decision if you want to help level them up to your level and then you grow together, or do you just want to find somebody that's already closer to your level? That's a decision you get to make. Like, I mean, you get to choose who you spend your time with, of course. But there's so many unique people and personalities and people that play our game with different ideas. My biggest example here, and this is the last thing I'll say, I think I'm really good friends with Christopher Bromley, and Christopher Bromley and I do not play Universus the same way. Actually, we probably disagree on a lot of things, but there is still always a benefit for him and I to play with each other. Or I watch him play, or he watches me play, and we ask each other questions, and we sit down in a Discord group and talk about somebody's deck. There's always something to be learned, and I will level up my gameplay, as Tam says, every single time I do that. And that collaboration is what matters.
I love this topic.
Yeah, no.
I think this topic is so dope. It's this could be the rest of the episode, and I think that there still wouldn't be enough said, truthfully.
I do agree with like a points that you said, Barrett. I have no problem socializing as well, as especially being a judge at local levels, and even when I did have a local, trying to keep it going and judging regionals, things like that. I have a group in St. Louis because that's a close one. They're 2.5 hours. I love talking to them. We got a group chat and this and all that. Unfortunately, the only time I get to play them is when they have a pre-release or a store championship. Not that I necessarily. I mean, we play stuff. I mean, I play regional level decks, but we still there's still stuff on the line to go have a good time. There's bragging rights within the group, so. I still want to play a good deck, but at the same time, not everybody in that group wants to play TTS. And then the other issue with Webcam is it's kind of hard to get decent proxies for this game. And then in official Webcam events, you couldn't use proxies. So now I'm spending time playtesting with a deck that I don't own the cards for. I may not be able to afford or get the cards for. And now it's just like I'm playing this Temu version of it, and I'm still not getting the reps that I need. In order to compete.
This is not a Riftbound podcast. Would you prefer please not bring up Temu? That would be
wow. Mal, I totally get what you're saying, and you're right. I mean, I've chatted with you, man. Like, you're a blast to hang out with. If I was playing the game competitively, Mal, I would grind games with you. And that's not to say that like I can't do that right now, but I mean, as the same thing I told Tam, I play Universus 40 hours a week right now as a job. I love being a part of the community and, being here for the people. I don't really want to play a bunch of games anymore because I do that every day. But I totally get what you're saying. Roll Critical Fit says in chat, like coping with cardboard wasn't a team until, they finally have assets and stuff now. But like it was their Jacksonville locals. They started getting together, but they still chatted online and they start playing the game a lot more with each other, even if they can't get together in person. So that would be my thing to you is like, yeah, I get it. The St. Louis people might not want to play on TTS, might not want to play on Webcam. Spoiler alert then, Mal. Those aren't the same people that are matching your energy of wanting to play this game competitively. I'll even say the harsher thing. If there are cards that you want in your deck to play competitively and you don't have them in your deck, it's okay to test without them. But if you want to play with this ideal version, when you show up to the event, you have to have those cards. And so Tam and I did it for the longest time. Proxies are not a problem when you're playing with your friends. And that's exactly what we're talking about. We are grinding for competitive events. There is nothing about you and me sitting across the table and I have a magic land and I wrote down what the card does and we have Ultra up on our phone and we're practicing and we're grinding the game. All of that, none of that is a problem. And if you find people that say that it is a problem, again, you're not finding the right people to match with you when it comes to grinding for the competitive game. And there are many of this levels in between. So I would just say, Mal, for you, you haven't found the right people yet. They do exist, though, because they exist all over the country or on Discord or whatever. I mean, even full disclosure, I get that Tam and I lived in the
I'm
same
in now. I'm
city.
just listening.
Like we lived in the same cities, and that's how we started playing Universes together. But no one forced Tam and I to stay up till 6 a.m. in the morning playing card games together. It's because we found that mutual respect and that we would level up from each other's gameplay, and that's how we became better players.
Let me pop
Right,
in.
and go
I
ahead,
think
Tam. Go ahead.
a lot has been said about. Let me hit you with the hot take. I think most Universes teams are rubbish, and by that, what I mean is not like how they play, but like what the point of them. I think is weird. Being on a team is exclusively about having two or more like-minded people who want to take and make themselves have matching uniforms when they go play a single-player game. I think the only reason to have a team is to actually promote something. It is like I'm on Final Round Game Shop's team because they're a game shop, and I'm looking to bring more exposure to the game shop. Coping with Cardboard is a team because they have a YouTube channel that they are trying to promote. Back when MGLA wasn't making stuff, it was just a group of people who are hanging out together and have a nickname for each other, right? Like that's like that is a team in the definition, but it's like a little hokey to me, right? Bring this all the way back to it's team centric, and the reason it feels team centric is because they have the most branding and the most vocal outreach inside the community. I remember right before MHA during COVID, there was a 3-man team that was coming in and making unbelievably crazy broken decks and constantly tearing up the COVID era pre-MHA meta. It was a 3-man team. It was Mark Tyner, Barrett Bryant, and Jacob Johnson. And every time that they came to an event, they came with 3 unbelievably crazy decks that people were not ready for. They did not have the radar for. And it was because they all 3 had the same goal in mind of, we're going to try and find something that is undiscovered. We're going to put a lot of time into it. We are all 3 highly competitive players, and they were all 3 pushing each other. I think all it takes, man, for you to grind an event is to have one other person that has the same goal as you, that is willing to push you and challenge you and be willing to empty their cup when they are challenged. That's it. That's literally it. That is all it takes for you to grind events.
Sparring partner.
You need one person. If you happen to have more than that one person, that's dope. But there is such thing as too many cooks in the kitchen. There is. Right? You've got teams with 20 people on it. You see it all the time whenever we're on the grind on Friday nights. I'm shamelessly farming the grind for a Twitch VOD, for a YouTube VOD, and we have 6 people in there playing a singular game. That is not a good use of everybody's time.
No, you should break up.
You should
go
break
and have
up,
a party, swap partners.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm
like a sports team does.
I'm taking and stealing content from the grind because I know what I'm trying to do. Right? Like that's my goal out of it. I'm not playing competitively right now, but like having at most you should have, I think, for really good grinding in events, you should have at most 3 people on a table. That's it. You have the 2 people playing, and you have a third person at a bird's eye view who's allowed to give that quote one time inside the game. Hey, I'm calling in my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire timeline, or my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire lifeline. What am I supposed to do right now? Walk me through my lines and my process. And then every other time that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire lifeline has to happen, it has to be against with the person across from you. It's not allowed to be the third person. The point of the third person is to help with the things that both players miss because they're too close to the game, right? They're looking at the trees and not the forest. But that's the correct way to grind, in parentheses, right? But literally, like, it just takes one person, dude. Go look for that person. Go look for that person, and you will go do it.
Yeah,
My
that's
last. Go ahead.
I want to say that I use team loosely. I meant team or like, play group, things like that. That's kind of what I meant towards that. Just, a consistent group of folks there. Like I said, I love my group. It's just that I'm so far away from them that sometimes I can't commit to, doing TTS. And then the other thing, Tam, just as a suggestion, because I've been running, I've been had both of my hands full and altered.
Yeah.
But playing Universes has been calling to me like the Green Goblin mask.
This is the worst part about the moment. It's because it's the best card game that's ever been made.
It really is.
It sucks how fucking good this game is, man. It is actually the best. It's better than heroin. It's gonna ruin your life. It's gonna ruin your life.
Yeah. So yeah, and as I'm making my way back towards that, but the idea that I was telling you about is something that I think that would help, because like me, that's the kind of reason I stopped playing webcam. I wanted to continue to support you. But again, I had different goals for what I wanted to play. And don't get me wrong, if people wanted to play casual, play their cool, fun decks, they don't get to play because regional is fine, cool, okay. But I think that if you were to do, like, let's say a set is a quote unquote season, right?
Sure.
What's done over in Altered is there's a weekly. It's free to enter because everything's digital. So I don't know if you do it webcam or TTS, whatever. It's free to enter. Everybody who goes X and 1, in our case, we play 6 rounds because each game is like, each round is 30-minute time limits. So, for example, you say, hey, everybody who goes X and 1 or better, gets an invite to the end of the set or end of the season invitational. So there's no pricing or anything on the line for the weekly. Just everybody who goes X and 1 or better gets invited. At the end of the set, quote unquote, season, there is a invitational. Only those players who through that time they got X and 1s or whatever can qualify or are allowed to participate in that event. Then that event, that's when prizing is introduced. Is that event for everybody that's qualified for. And so at that point, when you're introducing the prizing, then I know currently there's no, like in Alter, there's no charge for everyone who grinded out to get their invite to the event. But in Universe's sense, if we would say, hey, at this invitational, this is the prizing. Now it's a $5 or a $10 invitational. I feel like at that point, I know I would be more inclined to, because one, I know everybody who's qualified is most likely, got some type of competitive grind in them that they're going to want to play. There's prizing involved. But it's kind of like that way. So everybody who is casual or wants to play, they can play on a weekly basis. They may not plan on trying to, get that invite towards the end of the season. But it helps give something for the competitive minded player, something to kind of grind towards. Okay, I've qualified, let's say week 1, I've qualified for the invitation at the end of the season. Now I can spend the rest of the 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, however many weeks it is between the next set, until the invitational, playing the fun decks or playing the experimental stuff that I wanted to try out. It's just an idea for it, because I definitely want to see. I know webcam is super stressful, just because we're trying to make sure the hands are in play and things like that. But I will say that it helped me again, without having the locals, playing webcam helped me get prepared for in-person events, just because handling my cards, feeling better. I can't tell you when I tried to prepare for an event just playing for TTS, and then I sat down at the table and I felt like I couldn't shuffle cards to save my life. That's because I've just been playing on TTS the entire time.
Yeah.
So even though webcam does things down and up, yeah, being able to handle and fill my cards, and just sometimes just seeing the lines in front of me, and you guys and everybody else who's played TTS and things like that, no, you just miss lines when you play on TTS, just because you're trying to zoom in and see the other table or zoom out and see you just miss lines that you normally wouldn't miss when you physically have cards in front of you.
I 100% agree with you. I think there is something about it, because you ready? I'm going to say it again. I said it on the last topic. It's the way that the game was meant to be played.
Yeah.
Is when you have those physical cards in front of you, and when you have to adjust the way that you're playing, whether it's a webcam and making sure my hands are here, or TTS and pressing all these buttons to make sure the game works. Something I could do with my hand, I have to input with a mouse and keyboard. It's out of your comfort zone. You're uncomfortable, but you do whatever it takes when you want to grind and get better at the game. So I don't disagree with you. And it's great that they have that avenue for the casuals and the competitive players to mesh together. Spoiler alert, our webcam regionals were the same thing. A casual player could show up, yes, they spent money. So even go back to that. The webcam stuff that they did, casual players would show up and competitive players would show up because they just want to jam games with people. And they're just like you, Mal, is that they didn't have a local scene or whatever. I can't tell you how many times that like we stopped doing the webcam Wednesday because I would commentate a couple of them. You know, we had to rotate. You know, we had a schedule or whatever. And as soon as we stopped doing them, I can't tell you how many people came to me, and they're just like you, Mal, where they're like, yeah, I don't have a local scene, but, you know, that was a way for me to play at least 3 games every single week. And for them, that was their fix. So, like, I get my 3 games in Universus in every week on webcam. Awesome. That's great for those players, but if you're the high-end competitive player, those 3 games are not enough. Those are not enough.
That is the reason that I really cared, like, the first half of this year about bringing Webcam Wednesday back and then community game night, and it like breaks my heart that I like postponed them, like I put them on hiatus, because like there are so many players that just don't have a local, and I just like I can't host an event every single night of every single week. It just doesn't make sense for my life, and so like
no, and don't want you to be burnt out from that either. So. No. Like,
and you ready? It shouldn't be Tam's job. It shouldn't be UVS Games' job. It should be whoever the player is that wants to be better at the game to find other people that share that same drive. And those are the people that should be working and playing together, no matter what the avenue is, no matter how you do it. In person, I'll bring it all the way back to talking about the teams. I think this is my last note for this thing is the game has a lot of spotlights right now on players that are on teams right now. And the reality is because they're doing well.
Yeah.
They are topping. They are winning. Andrew Porat was not on a team last year. Officially. He wasn't on a team. He didn't wear, you know, he still doesn't wear a jersey. But Andrew Porat is winning a lot of games. Well, before he was on a team, he was still really good. Whoever are the locals that play with Andrew Porat must be pretty damn good at this game too, even if they don't travel. Because that was the thing about me when I was in Kansas City and we had a local scene. I had some pretty damn good local players. Only 2 or 3 of them would travel to events. Because that's not what they were looking for. But they were still good at it. When people that are at this level bring up others. And then when you're all there, you all bring each other up. People like Andrew Porat aren't doing well because of lucky chance. I don't know how many games Andrew has played, but it is probably a lot. People like Travis have been playing this game for a very long time, and he has like-minded people that he can pick up a game with whenever he wants because he has created his team or his community of friends that he plays this game with that are at that same level. They want to do well. They want to prove that. Rochester CCG is a name because, yes, it was originally a local, the people of Rochester that play Universus, and they have all leveled themselves up, and they are some of the best Universus players in the world. They didn't do that by not playing games with each other. And they do it pretty much every week. No matter how they do it. Tim doesn't go to a local, he might jam a game or 2 or something. Or he'll talk to somebody. He'll collaborate. Kevin Broberg will show up, he'll play some games. Meanwhile, you have the other people like Sean O'Brien who will be there every week. And just because he is there at the store, but the amount of games that they have played, the time, the practice, all those things, all of that adds up and all of it matters. And it doesn't matter who you do it with, as long as you are like-minded and you're all working to be better. We're still just the locals. Exactly. They are still the people in Rochester that play Universus.
All right, man. Final thoughts?
Yeah. So I will agree with you too, Barrett. It is on the onus of the player to find that. But at the same time, especially for this game being how small that we are, I feel like there still needs to be a watering hole. It doesn't have to be a TAM, but it has to be a watering hole somewhere where people that can go to come and drink from, you know, so to speak, whether that is, you know, casual or saying, hey, I kind of want to be, you know, in there. Like, I know some of the LGS owners hated them, but that's kind of like what I felt with provisionals. Provisionals kind of scratch that itch because it's just like, you know, once a month or every couple months or whatever, that when the company was running the webcams, that felt good because I liked how varied the game was then, because one, it was online. Nobody's spending a ton of money nobody's spending a ton of money to travel, so they're not playing their super sweaty meta decks. It could be something that you could probably trust in a 3 or 4 round event, but you wouldn't take to regional because let's be honest, if I'm spending $400, I'm going to make sure I'm playing something that I feel can handle all comers. That's one of the biggest things that I did like about that. So I do feel you. Like I said, I feel like there needs to be a watering hole, just kind of for that access there for those that aren't, trying to grind and find that. At the same time, it doesn't have to be TAM. And then TAM, you don't feel like you have to be, don't feel bad about having to take a step back, because again, you got to worry about yourself.
I mean, the answer there is like there just needs to be somebody who is passionate about running events, and that's not me. Right? Like I don't want to be the event coordinator. I want to make cool content stuff, right? And so I'm lucky, I'm blessed that I've got Paul Butler, who I postponed a Tuesday night community game night, and he went, "That's fucked up. I don't want that to happen. I'm running it myself." And I went, "Hell yeah, man! You should run it. You're a mod in the Discord. Community game night is still happening every Tuesday. If you got 3 hours on a Tuesday night, it's there for you."
And I do want to kill the notion. The watering hole does exist. There's a battlegrounds on the Discord, like it exists, like and so like, and there's LFG, TTS, and Webcam, and I just pulled it up because I don't pop into this Discord very often. I just pulled it up, and literally today, there are people in there that were looking for games.
Right, put them up.
People I don't know of. I know Heinz. Heinz is a cool guy. Heinz is cool, but like. Anyone can do that, and that don't get me wrong, that's the bare minimum. That's the watering hole. The extra stuff is maybe you find somebody that you like that you play with on there, or they're like, hey man, I know a bunch of other people that like the person you play against, or even you go, hey, I go and I play a bunch of games also on TAM's server, and there's casual players, competitive servers. You should go join that one too, and then you have 2 places, you have 2 watering holes, and you go, whoa. 2 watering holes, that's better than 1. And then like the avenues do exist. There isn't just nothing, and just because nobody's hosting webcam events doesn't mean that people aren't playing on webcam, I guess is the best way to word it.
Man, I even made a whole ass fucking ELO system on my Discord for people to go play games. Okay, I think that's it. Malmon, thank you so much, man. I know you said you had a second question. I'm down if you want to. We're going to do one more. If you want to jump back on and open another ticket, by all means, feel free to, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Love it. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Peace.
What's next?
Love it. Somebody who cannot be on stream, and that's okay. Everybody at home, if you are interested in coming and being on the show, ! Ask Tam, ask a question in chat. We'll get you access to go to my Discord, open up a ticket, and you'll be able to pop on. We'd love to sit down and have a chat with you for a bit. So with that, the question that I have is by Iggy Thomas B, and they ask, when do you decide when a deck is done when deck building? Very cool question. Specifically, I keep questioning myself every time I go back to UVS Ultra to work on my current deck, and I'm about 6 versions in. Does it ever end? ?
I mean, chat's already giving the answer that I'm going to give, and the question is, you're never done. Even when you submit your deck list, you show up to a regional, and you play the deck that you've built, you're going to leave that tournament going like, this card sucked, this card was the right call, this card wasn't the right call, I won every game I found this card, maybe it should have been a 4 of, man, this card didn't really do a whole lot for me, could it have been a sideboard? You're going to answer and have all those questions not only at the end of the tournament, after every game, after every set, after you win a match, you'll have a different opinion. After you lose a match, you'll have a different opinion. It's never done. That's the easy question. It's funny to me because I'm going to put Tam on blast here. if you ever go digging through Tam's UVS Ultra account, Tam does like to put like versions of his decks next to them, which I think is crazy talk because the idea is like that can change from one thing changing, and I would quote unquote tell you that it is a different version because our game is so intricate and cards mattering it counts. Iggy in chat says, I had a feeling that was the case, and the answer is yes. And I kind of relate this to a lot of the things we've already been talking about today. We're constantly leveling up and growing and learning. We're learning. We're getting better every single day. Or worse, some deck decision you made one day might have been a downgrade because of what are other people playing? What are people's decisions? This player was really prepped for what I was doing. Does that mean I made a bad deck building decision? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Or did you make a bad decision in the gameplay with that person? There's so many questions when it comes to this game because it is a strategy-based game, and cards that you put in your deck are meant to help your strategy or deter your opponents. That they're just never done. They're just never done. I'll be honest, when I build decks, because I did it with Tam for the top 8, I know that we weren't building sideboards, but like, even when I build real decks, I don't build a sideboard because the sideboard is the most volatile thing that changes probably literally the moment you submit your deck list. Because you have to make a call. You have to make a decision on what you think is going to be there, because that's typically what the sideboard is for. And this is even going back to way ancient days. Some of the other ways that sideboards can be used for are just making 2 different strategies for your deck. This is less seen nowadays, but I go back to when Tam and I went to the Las Vegas Regional in Cowboy Bebop era, and literally my main deck did one strategy, and my sideboard changed what the deck did. In a different way because we lived in a different world, but literally game 1 was played a specific way, and games 2 and 3 we took these 10 out and we put these 10 in every match. Every match. People don't do that anymore, typically. There's no reason to, typically. And the game has changed, the game has evolved, but like, was that a good deck decision? I don't know. I didn't win. I got 3rd. So no, I would tell you that was the wrong decision because I didn't win, and all of our jobs is to win. But I was doing something innovative and different.
Let me take it to the zenith of the question. Per event, and we will say the event being the next regional, right? Because sure. you could. Do you think that there is a correct 60 cards? Asterisks, you can make the number bigger if you feel that you're supposed to play. Do you think there is a correct 60 cards that you can find?
Say that again.
Do you think that there is a perfect deck? I'm playing. I'll use the example. I've seen it a couple times. Well, Ryu, right? Is there a perfect Ryu list for every event that is gonna happen? When I go to Louisville with my cool Ryu deck, is there a perfect list?
If it wins, yes.
Okay. Even if it doesn't win?
Then it wasn't perfect.
So interesting.
I mean, that's a way to look at it. I'm being very black and white about it. I'm being very black and white about it, and that's not the case. That's not how our game works.
Yeah.
You could have misplayed, and the deck was perfect. They could have made an incredible play, and your deck didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I am trying to open the scope of, like, when do you decide your deck is done, and when in deck building, that is just a single piece of the pie when it comes to winning an event or doing well, right? Because at the end of the day, I'll flip it on the other way. If you're not a highly competitive player and your goal is not to win every tournament that you go to, you could build a deck and you're like, I love how this plays. This deck is perfect. And you will never touch that deck again because it does exactly what you want it to do.
Yeah.
That deck to you might be solved.
Say that last sentence one more time for me, buddy.
The deck might be solved?
Before that.
even if you didn't win, the deck might be good enough. Or I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Discord cut out, and you just I could see you
my
do
bad.
this.
Sorry. Even if you don't win with the deck, if it did what you wanted to do, you solved for your deck to be done. That is another side of this conversation. But again, we are competitive players at heart, and so to me, your question is: at any given event, is there a specific realist that is the realist, the one? The answer is yes, if you win with it. That was the right decision for that deck at that event, and you made the right plays with the deck. All of that pushes together, you get first place, you did it. Because we've used the same terminology when we've talked about Rodan decks. Wow, for this event, this was the Rodan list. This Rodan list was perfect.
Yep.
Do you know how many different versions of Rodan we've seen from people changing 1 or 2 cards or whatever? But the one that got first was the right one for that event, for that player, for that field.
I think that is a apt way to do it, and this is I wanted to pull that answer out of you. So as we go back to the Ryu suggestion, right? Let's pretend that Street Fighter is out right now because Ryu is just the character that I thought of.
I got him right here.
When I go and I play, lucky you, only man in the country. When I go and I play at my local, the lowest level event possible, there is a perfect Ryu deck for my local that I did not bring. There were 7 other people at my locals. They were playing XYZ character, and that is what I have to figure out, including main board, sideboard, right? And I say 60 because that's the minimum, but maybe it's a 120 card deck is the proverbial correct thing to do, right? When I go and I play in the next local, that exact 60 card list is not the perfect Ryu list anymore because one guy changed their deck, right? And so the answer,
a ban list happened,
a ban
an
list
errata happened.
We get
whatever.
We get a new set of products, and I have a singular card that I'm supposed to be in. I decided that instead of because of how my list wasn't perfect before, but I took a 3 of down to a 2 of, and now it is perfect. Like there is, like, because of how numbers work, there is a perfect deck. The issue is that it is impossible for us to actually find it with the data that us as humans can do. Even if our game was, and I mean this, 1,000 times bigger than it is, right? Like if we took every other card game player in the world, it stopped every card game player decided to play universes. I still don't think that we would find and know whatever the perfect 60 card list for any one event is. I just don't think there's no way for us to figure it out.
And because you're ready, I'll hit you with another thing. If you're so Iggy, I think what you might be feeling is the amount of stress that comes to deck building in our game. I think there's a lot of stress because there's a lot of cards, there's a lot of decisions. Cards may do similar things, but they have a different block mod, or they have a different difficulty, or they check a different value, and whatever you need your deck to do, or how many attacks you're playing, all of this matters. All of this matters. And what I think you might be running into is, here's the other thing I want to tell you is, even if you think you found the perfect deck list, someone, because this is how card players are and how they are at heart, they're going to see your perfect deck list and they go, wow, they think this is the perfect deck list. I'm going to build the perfect deck to beat it. And then are you the perfect deck anymore? Like that. And like that's exactly what I think Tam is also referring to, is that someone's going to come out here and they're like, I've solved the way to win every Universus game. It's play this deck in this specific way, and you get a little lucky, and this is how you react to certain things that happen and certain things in the format. And someone's going to come along and go, wow, I agree with you. I can't wait to build a deck that specifically beats this piece of crap.
Ojiro 2 is such a menace. He's a tier 0 deck. I can't believe that Midoriya 1 accidentally fucked that guy over, right? Like, it was not on purpose, but man, what a perfect storm of Ojiro 2 did not see Midoriya coming. That's because the Midoriya player did not see Midoriya coming.
You ready?
It happens, right?
I take this back when people are like, God, what was it? It was like set 2 or set 3 format of MHA, and people are like, this is the deck, this is so good, and someone's like, well, I'm gonna play Monoma, and like you're playing Life Asui or something, and I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna be Monoma and I'm gonna copy that. or insert 5-hander here, right? You're
Yeah.
like, I'm
Fourth kind.
I'm
Fourth kind's the
fourth
best deck in the
kind,
room.
Moneta or whatever, and you're like, awesome, I'll play Monoma so that I'm you, but one hand size larger. And they went, huh? And it's like, well, did I just take, and I get to play a different symbol, so I've got different tools and different stuff and different things, and it's like, is your deck perfect, or am I the perfect deck to beat yours? And people are like,
So now, from here, to put it into a bow, when do you decide when a deck is done when deck building? The answer is when you think that you are as close to that perfect line as possible. You just need to realize that you can't see the top of the mountain. Like, you'll never be there, right? And when there are so many micro macro views of deck building, of I'm down to run this deck at this regional to get the most data as possible, so that when I go and I deck build for the next event, it feels I have that knowledge there, so I can make more informed decisions on the next time, and then I get to make more informed decisions on the next time, and more informed decisions on the next time. The reason that deck building is so hard at the beginning of the game is because you don't have that data to begin with. You have to go fail. You have to fail. You just have to. We do not have a there's I don't know the magic app of, like, if you type in a commander, it will give you like a list of 85% of decks with this 85 people who make this commander put this card in their deck. That just doesn't exist for our game. EDH Rec. Yes.
There's also like Mox Field or Scry.
Yep. Yeah. Like if I take and I go and I look at a commander at EDH Rec, it will tell me the community says that this is the good one in this one. You should play this one. We don't have that. That's not a thing that UVS Ultra does. That's not a thing that UVS.cards does, right? I wish we had that. Man, that would be such a cool piece for us.
And
nobody in the community is willing to do it.
And even then, if you had it, it's all people's opinions.
Yep.
Everything is opinionated. Even the events I've won. I can't believe I was staying with Tam at the Nationals that I won with Tokoyami, and we got back, and literally you and I think Mitch were like, hey, I need a deck to play in the side event while you're in Top Cuts or whatever. Can I use your deck list? And I go, absolutely. Wait. This card's shit. Don't play it. I played 2 copies of this attack that's garbage. You should play these instead.
Yeah.
So even the event that I went and won the whole tournament with wasn't the best deck. Like, it was not the best deck. Someone would argue with me, and they're like, well, you won. So I would argue with myself, well, you won, so it was the best deck. And I go, well, this card did 0 things during all of my matches, except check to 3 and was a 4-diff. There's a billion of those. It could have been any of them. And the reality was, the other 2 better ones were in my sideboard, and they came in every game. That was just the better main deck. Barrett, you didn't play 60 cards. How could you be a degenerate aggro deck if you weren't winning with 60 cards? This isn't the perfect list. Okay, well, that's not what I was doing. So, to me, it was closer to being perfect than what you're saying. It's all opinionated. So, your version of perfect will never be somebody else's.
Iggy, I hope we did you proud. We have one last question for the event tonight. Again, everybody in chat, if you are looking to get your question read here on the Tame and Barrett Universes Super Show, come pop in my Discord, open up a ticket, ask your question inside the ticket, not inside of the thing itself. I just delete your thing and I don't even look at the question. I didn't even look at it. I had one, I deleted it. I didn't get to look at it. Would love to have you there.
Here.
But we have a fan of the show. You know him, you love him. Malamoan had a double. He had 2 questions. So this will be our last question of the night. So thank you guys. If you want to get your questions in, I will put them all on the list for next week. They could be our opener question or so on and so forth. So without further ado, Malamoan. What up, buddy? Welcome back to the stream.
What's up, guys? Again.
Hey, what up? Long time no chat, my guy. What do you
All
got
right.
for us?
So my question tonight, and I'll elaborate it once I get it out, is what amount of shinies, talking rare, ultra rares, and secret rares, have to be good for a set to be considered a good set? So like, let's take for example, because I know general consensus, everybody with TMNT right now is all over the place. I mean, we haven't seen, half the set yet, but
The important
let's
half.
say Dark Tournament. Yeah. Let's talk about Dark Tournament. Everybody considers Dark Tournament as like, as far as the last set, like the Golden Boy set. I dug into numbers, looking between the rares, the ultra rares, and the secret rares that are either,
Ooh.
meta decks have been played in the results. And so that equated out to 28% of the shiny cards that deck is what's been played in meta. So as my question is, then that's what I mean by that question. What percentage of it, because we're in an era right now, when I hopped into the game, Crimson Rampage was the newest set. That was back when boxes were still like $70, $80 more often than not. We are way past the $70, $80 box stage now. So I'm asking, where do you think the ultra rares, all of those, are at to be considered worth the price point now that we're like $90, $100 boxes?
I'm gonna pop in before Barrett yaps for 4 minutes, and I'm gonna go first this time. Damn it. I think that this question is twofold because you said a very specific thing that I think matters, and you said the word meta, which means competitive play, which means playing the game in a specific way. I think, and here is Universe's hyperbole, number one flaw. There's only one way to play this game, and it's at the very tip top of competitive play. We are asking everybody who plays the game to play at the top percentage of playing the game. And that is just unrealistic to make a 180 card set work. They can't all be amazing, or else none of them are. So the issue that you have whenever you take and you make a collectible card game like this, or a trading card game, is that you have to make commons and uncommons that are desirable, and you also have to make ones that are niche. You also have to make ones that are a little. You have to make a sliding scale on a bunch of different factors, and it's way easier for other games because other games have more ways to play the game. You have I'll use Magic as the example. You've got Magic cards that are there for draft. You've got Magic cards that are there for sealed. You've got Magic cards that are there for commander. You've got Magic cards that are there for modern. You've got Magic cards that are there for standard. You've got Magic cards that are, and they're all made for a very specific job. We only play the game one way. You go to your pre-release, you played seal the one time, you get pissed because the cards don't work for it very well, and then you go put all these cards in standard, and you go, man, only 28% of the shiny ones work. Well, when I take and I look at, to go back and use your example, when I go take and look at Air, Chaos, Water, the rare from Shishiwakamaru, Chorus of 1,000 Skulls, 7/2, 4 low for 8, Echo. You can remove a weapon attack from your card pool to play this card's Echo cost. Shishiwakamaru response: after you make the check to play this card, if you've tried to play 2 or more copies of this card this turn, your check gets +2. This is such a sick-ass card. This is such a cool card. Playing 4 of this card and getting this gimmick to work is so sick. This will never top cut an event ever.
Quote him. Somebody clip it.
Just won't. It won't.
And then go top with it.
This card was not made with the top level of regional play in mind. They would have just made a different thing. The goal of this was, when I play at my local level and I decided to play Shishiwakamaru and I gripped 3 of these things, I opened 3 of them on turn 2 and I go, holy shit. I'm gonna absolutely slam 32 damage down your throat playing a bunch of 7/2s. I'm king shit a fuck mountain. This is gonna be so sick. We've added value into the set because that one person had the one good experience with a Chorus of 1,000 Skulls. So the answer is currently in the zeitgeist for what makes a set good, you're right. 28% of shiny cards, that sucks. That's not a good number. But we only care about 28% because that's the only thing that we look at. That's the only thing that we measure. That's it.
Now, I will say before Barrett hops in, I will say that
if that was on your
like,
number, if Chorus of the Thousand Skulls was on your number for 28, we have got a different scale.
It's not. But that was going to be like my next point toward there, because I myself being a game designer, I understand the same deal as well too. Like collectors, it doesn't matter. They're going to get their things. Like for people who love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everything else revealed could absolutely suck. They're going to buy their case. They're going to be happy. Again, with competitive players, like I look at it this way. So let's say again, Yu Hakusho, it sold out. Dark Tournament sold out, and then boxes in the wild went up. Secondary market went up. LGS has marked the stuff back up to like $100, $110. I didn't mind paying that, one, because again, it was just a ton of really good cards in there. Two, I know I could almost potentially make my money back. So even if there are some ultra rares or secret rares, whatever, that I may not play, that's in my deck or my play style, I know somebody else that maybe I could sell that to, or I had the value that was in it from there. So yeah, I'm not saying that it's necessarily like everything that's from meta. I just kind of wanted to quell, because you guys hear it. It's just right now it's a ton of doom and gloom on TMNT. It's like, again, we haven't even seen much of it, but I just wanted to put in perspective. We consider Yu Hakusho probably the best recent set released, and that has 28% of the shiny ones. The shiny ones is what they're, and that's like the tippy top. So I would just say, like, give a chance. That means like half of the secret rares are playable. Out of the ultra rares, it was like 40% is what I did the numbers to. 40% of the ultra rares in that set were meta, and then if you had a specific play style or a specific card to use, give or take from there, then that number may have increased. Like I didn't include Double Spirit Blast in that. It's a really good card, but I just think it's severely underplayed. But again, we're just looking at the value of the boxes. Go ahead.
So if we're talking about the value of the boxes, can I say a hot take? Like really, really hot take? I think it is so annoying for people to value their cards based on what the secondary market says. How many hobbies do you have that you even have the chance to recoup any amount of value in? If I am a cinephile and I fucking love going and watching movies, I can't go to the movie and go resell my ticket stub after I watch the movie.
Oh yeah.
If I like making pottery, nobody's gonna buy every single one of my pots at market value every time. It's just not going to happen.
Listen, you're talking to a miniature gamer, so I know, because I don't see any return on investment. So
like if I'm a bird watcher and I get up in the morning and watch birds, not take photos of birds.
Yeah, just watch the birds.
Hey.
Give me money.
I lost money because I could have been working, so time lost, and I had to pay for the binoculars. I think this is a good point. I'm going to segue into this. I'll take over. I think you're right, Mal. I think there's a very big. There's two lanes to have this conversation on. Meta impact value for how good is the set? How many cards do I put in my deck at a competitive level because they are good in the format? Value.
3 pieces of catfish today.
I'm a card game player, and I bought this product for $90, and the cards I opened were worth X amount of value if I got in a car accident.
I'm getting so distracted, man. I can't hear Barrett at all.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
If I buy a $90 box and I get X amount of value return in case somebody gets in a car accident and I have to fix that, I go in and I go, wow, I paid $90 for this thing and I only got $70 back. Would you say that's a bad set? If all of those cards were competitively meta, then you have a problem. You have a dichotomy here. The cards aren't worth anything if you resold them, but they're going to help you win a tournament. What's the win? Where is the word good come in? Depends on the person buying the product, right? So like if you're a collector, and you open the most expensive card in the set. I have one in my desk. Hold on. Mal, I want you to tell me how much money this card is worth. This is my national champion winning card for beating Tim Keefe. There's 4 of these in the world. You tell me what this is worth. Doesn't matter what you say. Don't worry about it. Is this card good? Because I would tell you this card is not good. So the question becomes, I think inherently for card game players, I'm going to get real with you. I'm going to get really real with a lot of you. Chat, I'm not rich. Tam, probably not rich. Most of you in chat, not rich. This is an expensive hobby. There's nothing wrong with you looking at your cards and you investing into something that you enjoy to do, because it is a hobby and you are meant to have fun with what you do and you get enjoyment out of it. You worked, you earned money, and you decided to spend that money on this product because it makes you happy. It's as good as you want it to be, man. You cannot let somebody else tell you that your decision was poor or bad because somebody else says, well, that card's not competitively viable, or, well, that card's worth 2 cents. Yeah, but my chorus of whatever is going to go on my Shishi Wakamaru deck, and I'm going to have so much fucking fun playing 4 of these on you. You can't put a value on that. But we all want to have
Rochester
a safety net.
CCG can. I'm just kidding.
But we all want a safety net. Nobody wants to get into this hobby and something happens in your life and you need to pull the eject button. And so I take all these cards on my desk and I sell them because something happened. Because real life happens. And we're trying to escape real life and play our card game that we love. Because the reality is that sometimes life sucks. But this little card game makes me happy. You cannot put a price on that. And you cannot determine your happiness on whether a card is good or bad. Did you have fun with the card? It's not for you. It might be for somebody else. But this little guy right here is my favorite card because it's got a little, I don't know, I don't have a good example. This sucks, guys. But Grog is my favorite character, and he's on this card, goddammit, so I'm going to play it, and I'm going to have fun playing it because I love Grog. Every single one of those players exists in every part of the spectrum, and this is my full open forum for anybody, because I haven't been able to say this at all since joining the UVS Games team. The Street Fighter Challenger decks are coming out. I made those cards. You can blow up my DMs. You can send me a picture of a card and be like, Barrett, this card is dog shit. Vice versa. You can send me a message with a picture of a card and you can go, this card is badass. And every time somebody does that to me, I will laugh react to them because your yuck is somebody else's yum and your yum is somebody else's yuck, and you're not getting the point. Because I didn't make a card for just you. I made a card for everyone or at least one person. You're allowed to have fun. Card games are meant to be fun. We all love this game because we have fun playing it, or you like an IP or whatever. I play this game because I have a really good time whenever I sit here and I have fun talking about it with my friend Tam. Or I get into Discord and I play a couple card games. And even if I lose, I had a blast because I enjoy what I'm doing and I'm playing with the cards I like. We talked about earlier. The mechanics of Universus make me happy. The strategy and the complexity of it, that's what makes me happy. It doesn't make everybody happy. Look at how many people play our game. Everyone has their favorite thing. And guess what? I'm super excited to go play Commander, too. And play Riftbound. Whatever. You're allowed to do whatever you want with your money. Whether you don't like Ninja Turtles. I didn't grow up with Ninja Turtles. I don't care for Ninja Turtles. Am I still going to get the cards because I love Universus? Absolutely. But whether you like a character or you don't like a character, who cares? Like, who cares? Somebody is going to enjoy their thing. And all I'm going to say right now is if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and or you like Universus, I do recommend to you that you go to your pre-releases. I do recommend that. And that is all I will say.
Yeah, and again, this is why I wanted to ask that this question for it to be out, everywhere within the Universus sphere, Because I had the same thing as well too. I like TMNT. Like I said, I grew up with it, but it's not a huge thing for me. I'm more so happy from coming from the set because water symbol and all symbols back. Between this and the Street Fighter Challenger decks, I can now feel like I can play a deck on all or water with a straight face. And I'm excited to see what else is coming. Bishop kind of slightly has me excited for the evil symbol, so hopefully we'll see what's coming for the evil as well too. But that's going to be the point for me on that one. It's probably not going to be an IP that I just spend loads of money on. No, that's fine. That's going to be Guilty Gear for me. However they figure out that compact set's going to be. I don't care if Kai or freaking Soul are just absolute dog crap characters. I love them. I'm probably going to at least spend some time trying to, play them and have a good time as long as they hit the thematic thing. I just wanted to put that out there because, like I said, it's just a massive, I guess, discourse. It's not the way I expect a set to be talking about. And granted, I've only been around for God knows how long. Like I said, Crimson Rampage is a set that I'm around. But maybe it's because of the IP that it seems to be so divisive, or maybe it's just because of the tuned or whatever. But I just wanted to put that out there, just so we know that the quote unquote value of it, honestly, whether you're competitive or not, is just what you put into it.
100% Mal. And here's the thing. I see what's happening right now to being very similar because it's happened literally last year with Girl Power. I mean, everyone saw the reveals for Girl Power, and like, you tell me, Mal, how many Girl Power characters you've seen top cut an event in the past year. Spoiler alert, there's not a lot. And even then, it's really just like one. But but the reality is one successful character a good set? Most people would probably tell you no. Is X percentage of the ultra rares being played in the set good for the set? I don't know. But if you really like Patchwork Baby, and you've been playing Patchwork Baby for the past year, or you really like Big Fist Bash or whatever, that set was good for you. Or I'll go like Ryan Levine. I love Ryan to death because he played Hawks for so long, and he got to play a Hawks deck that got to play this same package regional after regional after regional after regional, and it came out of that main package came out of one of the worst sets that came out that year. But he top cutted everything that he went to. So to him, that set was pretty good. So like it's all opinion, it's all inherent. I'm sure people have their opinions over what's going on and what's coming out. So do I. I have my opinions on every Riftbound card that they show off, and some of them are yucky and some of them are yummy. And I don't know. I love League of Legends as an IP so much, and I love the way that game plays so much that I don't care. I'm gonna buy them and I'm gonna play the game. Or you can ask all my friends. I spent a lot of money on Final Fantasy Commander cards, and they're sitting in a binder. Because that makes me happy. Because I love Final Fantasy. And I suck at Magic, guys. I'm bad. I'm not good at Magic the Gathering. But I sure love those cards.
To answer your question, 45%. Mal, any thoughts? Any final thoughts, man?
No, again, I just wanted to, like I said, quell, like we have a small game. Don't get me wrong, everybody is entitled to their opinion and things
Absolutely.
like that. But I don't know. I just
Not unless they come on the show.
Again, I love this. I love this game. I will go ahead and put out there as well too that Barrett, I am a control and defensive player, and Jamie is the first aggro character that I'm excited to build decks for. And some critical role cards just make him seem absolutely nuts, and I get to play Tasty Riff again. All right.
True. That's true. Awesome, Al. Thank you so much for your question, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for the show. Great job.
Thank you so much. With that, thank you all for hanging out tonight. I do greatly appreciate it. Good news, I'm not done, but that is the end of it. If you are watching this over on YouTube and you are bummed, if you're watching it later, I wish I could get on the show. The answer is you can. Again, one more time, in the description of the video down below, there's a link to my Discord. You will see a spot called Ask Tam a Question. open up a ticket, ask your question. If it's good enough, we will read it on the broadcast. So with that said, thank you everybody for watching, and we wish you well. Good hour and a half show. That's great.
Did you hit him with the end stream button like you did?
No.
Okay.
I got one more thing I got to do. I'm doing a Turtles excitement tier list that I gotta do.
Ooh.
So we're still live. Yeah.
I'll probably tune in. I'll put you on my simulcast with League of Legends.
Yeah.
So. Dude, I love this show. I think it's so fun. I got a little preachy, but like, you know,
you were yapping tonight, dude.
Dude, I love this show, dude.
You were like 5 minutes. You sounded like Levi when he casts. Just a 5 minute soliloquy,
sure.
just talking to yourself, not juggling at all, just playing with your old ball. It's very funny.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I'll be real with chat. You know, I am really happy right now in life, and so like I don't know. I know I'm getting weird about it.
Yuck.
And like I don't know. It's summertime, man. Like people are having a good time. You know, I have such a blast whenever I hang out with my friends online or I hang out with my friends in person. Like I am so blessed. And like I'm not a religious person, so I'm not gonna dig it. But like I am so blessed to play this card game with incredible people and absolutely everything I say is my opinions and everything people have on cards is their opinions. And I genuinely think a show like this where people can voice their thoughts and chat can pop off and you can talk and I can talk and like opinions are what make us so passionate about what we love. And so yeah, I don't know, man. It makes me happy. And like even if people disagree with me, like that makes me even happier because I can have a conversation and we're both passionate about what we believe in. And I don't know, man. It's, you know, I think when you take a step back and you look at everything that's happening in the world, this is a incredibly is an incredible safety net that I feel like I have or we have as a group, as a collective, of like we really get to sit here and enjoy this thing that we all love together, however you absorb it. And I don't know. I've been really appreciative of all that stuff. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It is a little weird. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
So you know, like
it is. I'm happy that you're happy. Like that makes me happy.
So like I'm so excited for Louisville. Like I am so excited for Louisville. I'm so excited for the company that I work for. I'm excited for my job. I'm excited for hanging out with my friends. I'm excited for everything. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm just excited.
Oh yeah, man. I'm also excited for Louisville.
Show genuine emotion and not just for the bet. Tim, my coworker goes, I'm angry that Barrett is happy. Dude, I'm happy. I'm like at work. I'm helping my friends work on stuff. Like dude, I think it's so fun. I think it's so exciting. I'm happy that my first thing is coming out, and like people are gonna be mad, and people are gonna be happy, and it's gonna be everything. It's everything, dude. It's just really cool. It's just really cool.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait to be at Louisville, but also nervous. It's a joy to get to work with Barrett every day. No, it's a joy to work with Tim Freely every day, everybody. But make sure you get permission first if you're going to DM him.
You have been given permission to DM Barrett about Street Fighter cards.
You have open permission. So I told you this, but like I joined the Riftbound community Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lenoco, because he's a mod over there as well. He's like, hey, like UVS game tag, and I go, I don't want it. Because they do have a rule in that server where you're not supposed to DM UVS Games or Riot Games employees. And I go, don't give me that because I want to be interactive with the community. Like I want to talk to people. I love and thrive off of it. I want to hear people's opinions. I want to hear people's ideas for deck building because like I'm gonna play the game too, and like I want to know what you think is good and what I think is trash, and we can butt heads about it, and we can all level up from it. You know, like we talked about literally today. Collaboration is key.
Yeah.
We all live in this world, man. Am I designing Riftbound? No. because I want to play. And I love universes too much. So it's just one of those things where it's like I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here.
Hell yeah.
And with that, I'm gonna leave because you have
Yes.
stuff to do.
Yeah. Well, you could yap for like, I don't know, 4 more minutes.
Oh, okay. Chat. Hurry. Oh, it's Stantec. Yo, what up? Man, I wish Stantec still played our game. What a lame-o.
How did you let them print? Yeah, Dante, we didn't get a chance to get to your question, buddy.
I tuned in for the Four Checks podcast. If you haven't checked them out, they have a really cool show. They have 2 of my favorite Universes players over on their cast, a star-studded cast, if you might ask. I'm stuck with this schmuck, so no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Your reaction was so good.
Damn, dude.
They're really cool. Obviously, they have great stuff. They talked about like they all picked 4 Ninja Turtles characters that they were like excited about or stuff like that, and like one of them said April, obviously, and like the other one, someone else said Leatherhead, and then we started streaming. And it's really cool to me to see how excited people are for like April, and like she is an understated 6-hander, not a stat stick, and people love that. And I go, that's awesome, because most of the time for people to like a character, they have to be giving a ton of stats. So like that's really cool. I like that stuff. Yeah, you can be like me, and all your characters give stats.
Love it.
Says the man who won Nats and retired. The very definition to end on a win. That's not true, because I went to Worlds, Swiss champ to day 1, and lost immediately. Terrible.
When it mattered.
When it mattered. I got Swiss champ cursed for sure. No, because I didn't stop playing. I didn't retire because I didn't want to play anymore. I retired because commentating is so much more fulfilling for me. And it makes me so happy, guys. It makes me so happy,
guys.
I love.
We've got people in the thing. I am so excited for Louisville. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be. I have been working really, really hard, to make Louisville's stream. If you think that the stream is okay now, I expect the stream to be excellent when
And here's the thing,
Louisville.
Tam, I'm ready for a billion hiccups, and I'm okay with that, because it is. You have to fail to get better, and so I'm ready for the hiccups. But like I'm so headstrong into trying this new thing that I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it as best for the people, because that's what matters, right? That's why we want to do it.
I'm actually upset I'm missing it in person. My goal is to make you not feel that you're missing it. That's my goal. I actually here's my pitch, and this is what I want to hear from the community. I want the stream to be so good that the people in the room feel like they have to go back and watch it. That's my pitch.
That's me. You ready? I went to my first ever WWE event. Spoilers to anybody. I've gotten really into wrestling in the past 7 months. I went to my first ever WWE event because they were in Omaha, and I had so much fun at the event. And then I still went back and watched the episode that I was there at in person, because their production is so good and fun.
Yeah.
And I think that matters a lot. I know Tam believes that as well, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make that a reality.
It would help if UVS would, I don't know, upload their VODs to the YouTube channel. Good news, Malamoan, they do.
My first ever was Rumble this year. Me too. That was my first one, and I'm hooked. Every Monday and Friday, I tell Tam, when we were doing like top 8s, he's like, "Well, can we do Mondays?" And I go, "Absolutely not." Absolutely not. I watch wrestling on Mondays. No, I just, it's. Are you ready? Is it time for me to go?
Barrett, I like hanging out with you, man. I didn't get a chance to make the tier list for the thing, so I just had to go do all the labor.
So. Absolutely.
Tam, can we get the VODs
anyway.
split up into matches, please? One step at a time, man. I have no control over the YouTube. I just got them to multi-stream so that YouTube would save a VOD.
I'm not ready for a regional action yet. Give me like 6 months.
for regional.
Oh, like you're not ready to go
not
to a
going.
regional? Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
Shogun, you should go just for the culture.
It's the experience. Like,
It is okay for you to go
not that
07 and enjoy yourself.
I'm just a schmuck, but like you should go so that I can meet you. I want to meet you. You know, I want you to walk up to me and shake my hand, and randomly when you start popping off in the tournament, I get to put you on stream and I get to go, I met this guy today and he's incredibly cool. And this is what he's playing, and he told me all about it. He told me how excited he was. And I get to gush about you, who is passionate about our game and is at their first regional and is popping off. I'm excited to do that. I want to do that. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think what we do is really cool.
Here's what I'm gonna do real fast. I'm officially going to kick you off, but before I do, I'm going to mute up, go to the Be Right Back screen, and I'm gonna tell you about a development that has recently happened for the thing that we're doing.
You're gonna put chat on hold?
Yeah. That's all right.
Just hit me up after. Hit me up after.
No, because it's 2 seconds.
I'm gonna be right here.
No, it's 2 seconds.
Okay.
Hello. Sorry about that. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Hello. 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 Zach the Man 34. Awesome. Let me put this over here. Let me get rid of this. Let me bring this over here. Let me grab this. There. It's okay, we heard everything? Yeah, nice try. I pulled up the stream to make sure that I didn't link it. If I do this, okay, and then I need window. Nope, not that. I need it to be UVS Ultra. Hey, it's April. Isn't it fun to just like watch how it works? Lovely. I think I need to raise me up a wee bit. Figured it out. That's what it is. Get rid of that. Have all the TMNT characters been spoiled? Ultra Show 16, I want to make sure. Yes, they have all been previewed. I want you to come up just as... You to come up just a smidge. You to come down, and then raise you up. Hey, like that. Okay, let's take and I come here, and then I come here, there, and then there. Lovely. No Shredder, or is he like the Briarwoods and is a PvE box topper? No Shredder. There is no mention of PvE at all. I am planning on making a PvE, but I have not time to even remotely try to do that. So it's just not happening at the moment. All right. I click this button and go, yo, what up? What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Been a bit since we had one of these excitement level tier lists. I don't think I did one since Critical Role, so I think I skipped AOT Apocalypse. But hello, everybody. My name's Tam Cardwell. I'm a Universes content creator here, and I'm excited about the TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Super excited. And so what this is rather than do a strength of the character's power level, what I'm going to be doing is an excitement tier list based on the new Universe TMNT set. I'm going to be going through, reading all of these characters, really digesting how they look and how they feel, and then telling you how excited I am about playing them. Let's break down the different levels. So at the very tip top, we've got major level. I'm looking to take this character to a regional, or maybe even potentially to worlds. I'm really excited to play this character. I can play this character all the time, over and over and over and over and over again. Local level. I'm down to try this character once or twice if we've got some fun nights. Down to grind a little bit of locals. Maybe go play it for a local championship or something along those lines. Stream only. Hey, I drafted it for my weekly Universes draft. What does this character look like? Give it a shot. At least try it out. See if they spark some excitement. And then lastly, no thanks. If I never played this character, it's probably fine. I'm not pining or looking to play this character pretty much at all. And so there it is. Again, not a strength level tier list, just purely going off of the vibes of what the character does or says. Because again, at the time of recording, we don't actually have all of the cards out. Yesterday, all the characters were finally previewed, so I got to take a chance and look at all the characters. And so, with that said, let's start off with April O'Neil, High School Reporter. 6 hand size, 27 health character, has the all and void symbol. Very cool symbol combination. Has a static, which is just always applied whether she's ready or committed. It says your checks to play ally attack cards get +1. That means whenever she plays them as an attack herself, or if she blocks with an attack card, that check does get +1, which is very cool. Using the turtles, using her allies to attack and protect her. And then enhance : so on every attack of the game, mine and my rivals, your rival mills 1. Use the effect below that matches the milled card's check value. If they milled a 6 or greater, which is crazy, your rival discards 1 card, period. Excuse me. If they milled a 4 or 5, review 1 card. If you did, draw 1 card. And then if a 3 or less, draw 1 card, period. So interesting. If they let's break it down. If they mill an attack card, I draw a card. So not a 6-hander, I'm now a 6+ hander. If it's a 5 or a 6, which is normally what's going to happen, they're going to primarily be milling 5s. I'm going to review, which is discard a card out of your hand and then redraw 1. I love this verbiage. I'll get to it in a second. And then if it's a 6 or greater, the or greater is crazy to me. The or greater is crazy to me because it doesn't say match the milled card's check value. I'm assuming that says printed, right? My rival just discards a card. So if they just like are very heavy on playing a bunch of 6s inside of their deck, their hand size kind of gets melted very, very, very quickly. I think this character is one of the coolest characters that I have seen in a long time that is utilizing milling my opponent's deck as a gimmick. I want to use and do cool things with April over and over and over again. I love what April has got going on. I think this character is really, really neat. I'm excited to explore what this character can do, specifically with the idea of like review 1 card, period, to the point where I've got some pretty crazy hot takes inside of the game. I think that any card that is asking you to discard a card out of your hand should now just say review. I want you review cards in our game. You do not discard cards, because discard is just like such a colloquial term of put this thing in the discard pile, that I think that just turning every single discarded card from your hand into review a card is like so cool. It's so smart, and it really truly tells me what I'm supposed to do with the card. I am supposed to review it. It's so neat. I will say no keyword traits on this character, none at all, which I think is interesting for the direction that the game is headed. We just don't have any. Bebop, Burly Brawler. 6 hand size, 31 health, brute mutant, earth and water symbols. Enhance once per turn, so my turn or your turn. Add the top card of each player's deck to their card pool face down, period. So I stuff 1 in my card pool, you stuff 1 in yours. And then enhance : if you have 3 or more cards in your card pool, this deck gets +3 or -1 damage. So on offense, I play an attack card, I use Bebop, I stuff us both. So all of my moves essentially get +1 speed because you have extra progressive inside of your card pool. On my next move, and then from there on out, every move that I play has +3 damage. So a little bit of extra progressive on my end to then play it. Otherwise, I could just go attack, attack, attack. On the third one, I get that +3. On the other side, I can take and go, you play an attack, I will use Bebop's ability to stuff us both. you have breaker 1 for the turn because you've got that +1 progressive. And if I go block, now all the moves have -1 damage, which is good because blocking with now 3 cards in my card pool seems very difficult. I think Bebop is dope. I think he's very, very neat. I think he's probably going to be a stream-only character, but I think only because I'm not a huge fan of the, like, overstuffing my rival's card pool gimmick. I'm just not a massive fan of that. It's not really where I'm at. I think all in all though, I think he's a very neat character, and I'm definitely down to give him a try. Bishop, robotics engineer, 722, very cool. Has the evil and void symbol. As the inventor keyword, which I think is a big deal. It says enhance : so on every attack of the game, mine or yours. This attack, mine or yours, gets +1 speed for every 4 cards in your stage. This does include things like assets and backups, and most importantly, your character card is in your stage. So, which is neat. And then response once per turn : after you check an asset with printed difficulty 3 or less, build it, period. It is not built in committed like a lot of these like build in a free card characters do. It does build in ready and active to use. And it's also once per turn, my turn, your turn. So like this is a character that is going to be building in assets all the time and just giving a bunch of speed, like building up amassing an army of asset cards and then playing them all. I think this character is very, very cool. To the point where I am very interested to see what this character's got going on. I want to build this character and see what all I can do to really push this. I like the design space that this character is in. I am a massive fan of it. I think it's really, really cool. I'm a fan. I think that straightforward, very obvious game plan, good gameplay loop. I'm excited for Bishop. Donatello, the smart one. Another 723 inventor mutant, so very similar to Bishop here. Enhance : your attack, so only mine, gets 1 damage for each asset in your stage. So Bishop gives speed, Donnie gives damage. And then response commit: after you block with an asset with printed difficulty 4 or less, build it. So I can block with a thing and then commit and then build it for defense, essentially keeping you high on being able to utilize resources defensively. I think Donatello is very neat. I think he's one of the local level type turtles for me. The 723 and like having to block with the card is a little disheartening. I think it's fine. He's interesting. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sold. He just feels a little. As funny as this is, he feels a little boring because there's no, as opposed to Bishop, there's that like almost risk off the top of like, what am I going to check? Very mimic shaped of what am I going to check to make my engine happen. Whereas Donnie like has all the information of like, oh, I'm going to block with this card. Looks like I'm holding it. Okay. How many assets do I have? All right. They all get big. With that said though, if Donatello like plays out a bunch of, like, if I play out 4 assets, all of my moves get +4 damage as a 7-hand size character. I think this character is going to be very strong. I think he's good enough as long as the assets in your stage are relevant and important enough to play, which I'm down for. Up next, we've got Leatherhead, eager expat. I don't know what that word means. 630. He can break her 2 twice with his bow. Yeah, I'm not looking at cards, but that is a cool thing that you can do. Leatherhead, eager expat. It's got the fire water keywords, fire water symbols, excuse me. Mutant keyword. First form : add the top card of your rival's deck to their card pool face down, period. If they have 10 or more foundations, add the top 2 cards of the deck to their card pool face down instead. So very similarly shaped to what Bebop's got going on with the water symbol. Water symbol coming back and flooding the card pool once again. And then a response: discard a card : after an attack, mine or yours, is not blocked. It gets +1 or -1 damage for each card in your rival's card pool. So the more attacks that they play out, it is essentially like deflect on your character card. So I'm going to be discarding cards to gather to get minus damage. Or if they block a bunch, I can make the last move really potent and really hit hard. I think this character is going to live and die off of refilling their hand. So cards that say if they discard Sorry, if they review. I wish they'd say that. If they discard, draw a card, or like committing foundations to redraw cards, flipping foundations to redraw cards, like your hand is going to be like just the most important resource to this character. I know a lot of people are really excited for Leatherhead. I am like a kind of a big no thanks on Leatherhead. This is not necessarily how I want to play the game. I was never really like a big Innsmouth fan, which is very similar to what is going on here. I'm just not necessarily for it. I know that stings. Leonardo, the leader. 631, champion mutant with the all and good symbol. Response after an attack is blocked by yours. Look at the top card of your deck. Period. You may commit this card. If you do, draw a card. Otherwise, you may mill one. Interesting. So I look at the top card. If I like it enough, I can draw it to my hand. Otherwise, I will get rid of it off the top if I don't like it. And then response : after you mill one or more cards, this attack or your next attack get +1 damage. I think that this response, if left unchecked, can probably get out of hand pretty quickly by putting +3 damage on a bunch of different stuff. And it also does, like, it's got this really interesting gameplay loop of letting your opponent know what attacks you do or don't care about. So, like, I play, imagine I play an attack and I mill 2 cards, and then my rival takes and tanks its speed. Well, now from here, on every other character that's normally shaped like this, I'll keep milling, and I guess I'll keep responding and hope for the partial block. But with Leo, the more that I mill, I just stack it on the next attack, because you've telegraphed that you're going to block this one, because you've put stuff into, put defensive resources into it. And so, like, there is this, like, back and forth play pattern of, like, will I, won't I, when it comes to which attack I'm gonna be playing more often. I'm a fan of Leonardo. I think Leonardo is neat. To that point, like, if we see more of his kit and his kit is interesting, I think that I'm interested in really exploring what Leonardo's got going on. I do think his top response is a little lackluster, but I think his bottom response is really interesting to mull over and see what you can do tactically to, like, see how many cards I can get into my own discard pile. What's the correct number of cards to be playing in a Leonardo deck? It's probably not 60. It's probably some other crazy number, right? Yeah, I'm excited for it. Up next, we've got Mega Mutant. What an abomination. He looks terrible. 6 hand size, 33 health character with all and evil. Giant mutant are his keywords. His response: after you play an attack, it gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each ally in your card pool. This is ally card, not necessarily ally attack. So this includes things like actions, or if you play an ally foundation or an asset or a backup. If somehow it gets caught in your card pool, it is going to be adding to his pump. The answer to this is +1/+1 for each, or +X/+X for each ally is such an incredibly strong ability. It's so strong that I think that if the ally suite that is available to Mega Mutant is good inside the kit, like if his ultra rare or his secret rare attack is like very solid, I think this character easily could just go and face roll just like a bunch of characters. How consistent this guy can play 3, 4, 5 attacks consistently is really scary. Like, it is the very scary part of, if you take a look back to history for Jiro 1 of +1 speed, +1 damage. She just had the added benefit of being able to peek at the top 2 cards of her deck, rearrange them how she wants to make sure she can string. Mega Mutant doesn't have that. Mega Mutant doesn't have that added tacked on bonus, which truthfully, Jiro didn't need to be successful. That is not the good part of that character. We got the very good part of Jiro on inside of Mega Mutant with just a different keyword. I think that Mega Mutant is very cool. I don't know if I necessarily want to look at it. So for that reason, I'm gonna look at him at the local level. I think this character is very cool. But I'll probably look at him once or twice and then be whatever with it. Up next, we've got Metalhead, Protector of Mutants. 537, which is an absolutely massive massive part, a massive health total. Earth and Void has the tech keyword, which I think is really neat. Since response once per turn, after you take damage, your rival discards a card and selectively flip one rival foundation. So if you hit me, you're going to lose a hand size and the best piece on your board, which is just a thing that's going to happen literally every single turn. Every turn, my rival is going to try and win the game, so they're going to hit me, which is just one less resource. I'm a 5-hander. Now you're a 5-hander. Silly. And then enhance, increase the keyword rating of the next keyword you play this turn by 1. So this is really interesting because it says that you get to either take, and if I've got a lot of stun, all of my stun 1s are now stun 2s. All of my breaker 1s are now breaker 2s. Or I can take and I can save up this enhance and like build it up and say at the very end of my string, I play out this absolutely massive, it used to be a powerful 2. Well, now I've played 3 moves and now it's powerful 5, powerful 6. And so I think this character has a lot of really interesting ideas, and I for one am a huge fan of the Earth Void symbol package just on a character and their idea, and I love the they discard and then flip. I'm a big fan of Metalhead Mutant Protector of Mutants. I don't necessarily know how good he is, but man, I'm excited to explore what keywords I can increase to make them really silly, to make them kind of crazy, you know? I am excited for it. Up next, we've got Michelangelo, the wild card. He's got the air and good symbol, 723. Brawler mutant keyword, response : after your attack is blocked, your next kick, pizza, or punch attack gets +3 speed. Love the fact that Mikey's got the pizza keyword on him. If you're going to introduce something like the pizza keyword, there's no way that Michelangelo isn't the guy that uses the pizza keyword. I'm a fan. And then enhance rival's turn, commit : selectively add 1 ready foundation from each player's stage to their hand. So you're going to take the best piece on their board and add it to their hand. And then I'm going to take a piece, probably a flipped foundation, and add it to my hand. Or the best block that I could pick up and add it to my hand. I think that Michelangelo, the wild card, is really cool. And I think that his top ability is genuinely good. And I think his bottom ability, at bare minimum, is annoying. His bottom ability at bare minimum is annoying. I am excited to see what this character can do. This character looks super sick to me. I am very down for it. I'm excited to play Michelangelo. Raphael the Muscle, 632. It's got the brawler mutant keywords, got fire and good. I like the fact that all the turtles have the good symbol. Enhance : this attack, so mine or yours, gets +1 or -1 speed for each attack in your card pool. Says that now blocking with attack cards feels very good, or figuring out a way to just add them into the card pool for free for that extra stats. And then enhance: discard your hand : your fury attack gets +4 damage. This is not like a once per turn like in previous characters. This is if I can figure out how to discard my hand, I get +4, grab a card in my hand, play it again, I can then discard my hand again for another +4 damage. A very high loop, a gameplay loop to get through, but I think if they can make Raphael feel good and feel cool, I think it's going to be awesome to like have that risk of what am I supposed to do to try and jump in and like how do I word this? How do I play the mini game of how do I get an extra card in my hand to keep playing the game, to keep tacking on extra damage, to keep tacking on extra speed, or even just saying that, like, you know, my fourth stack in the card pool gets +4/+4 sometimes is enough to like close out the game if that last card is potent enough. For that reason, I'm not crazy excited about Raphael. I think he's really neat. I think I'm just gonna put him here at locals level. I think I'm down to just go risk it for the biscuit, just like dump my hand and like feel fine about it. Rocksteady easily angered. What an incredible picture for Rocksteady. Like, incredible art. 633 has the brute and mutant keywords, earth and fire, good symbol identity. Enhance : your charge for your slam attack gets plus 5 damage. Add the top card of your deck to your card pool face down, period. So increase my progressive difficulty by 1 to increase my damage output significantly. And then response: at the end of my combat phase, if I have 6 or more cards in my card pool, selectively flip 1 non-character card in my rival stage. So this is allowed to be things like assets or backups. I could just turn them over and they then become a face down foundation for my rival to use. Really, really neat thing to do. My issue here is that it asks me, like on the very smallest scale, right? It asks me to like play 3 attacks, give them all 5 damage, and then I can activate my ability. But it also says that like I can play an attack, flip 1, play an attack, or play an attack, add 1, play an attack, add 1, and then build a singular foundation. And then, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, build 2 foundations. Foundation. Hold 2, selectively flip the coolest thing on your board. I think that there's some really interesting lines that Rocksteady has access to. The real question is how do we get around the detriment of adding the top card of my card pool face down? Because plus 5 damage is a beating. It's absolutely massive. If there are cool charge fairy slams that I can add this damage to, and I can figure out what to do with this face down card pool, I think is interesting. I don't think that there's much that I want to do with him personally. It's funny that I put Bebop and Rocksteady right next to each other. There's not much that I want to do with him personally, but like it certainly is a character that you have to like respect and like understand. Yeah. Up next, we've got Splinter, Caring Father. 722, 7 hand size, 7 hand size, 22 health. Champion mutant, first enhance once per turn, so mine or yours. Tenacious, so playable while committed. Change the speed, this attack's speed and damage to the printed speed and damage of one other attack in your card pool. So let's pretend that I've got like a 7 mid for 3, something that's really fast but doesn't hit very hard. And then the next attack that I play is like a 0 mid for 20. I can now take, and on the second move, use Splinter and turn the 0 mid for 20 into... Oh, it's speed and damage. Speed and damage to the printed speed and damage. Oh, I thought it was just speed. Hold on. What this means is that I can take really... I can open something really big, like a massive 8 for 8, and then play like a little 3 for 3 at the end, and then turn it into an 8 for 8. That's really good. That's really, really solid. Open, like, imagine you open with like one of these cool Titan attacks, right? Like a female Titan attacks, and it's like a 7 high for 7, and you just like play it early or whatever, and then it's super late at the end of your chain, you just like slam a little dinky move, like a 2 for 2, and you just like accidentally turn it into 7 for 7. That's sick. Colossus attacks, Patrobate. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, this is cool. This is really neat. And then enhance rival's turn, commit : ready to foundations. That ability is really scary. I think that ability is one of the scariest things that you can do. We've seen abilities like this in the past, but they were normally keyword gated, like ready to ally cards or ready to weapon cards. The fact that this guy gets to just like ready any 2 foundations that he wants, I think is really, really solid. I think that Splinter is very neat. I think that Splinter is doing a whole hell of a lot. I think Splinter's doing a ton. I think that I am excited to play Splinter. I think this guy's really cool. I think I'm here for Splinter. All right, let's move on to Superfly. Malicious Mutant. 631 has the mutant keyword. No other keyword like brawler, champion, whatever. It'd have been neat to see him as a champion, because he is like, he does have a lot of beliefs, which is where I feel like champion fits. The air, an evil symbol. That makes sense. He's a fly. He literally has the flying symbol, which is air. Enhance : this attack, mine or yours, gets minus X speed or plus X damage. X equals the number of foundations committed to pass the check to play this attack. So if you check poorly, you get a bonus out of it. or the further on in a string that you go. Like I play a big move and I tap my whole stage. Woof. I turn them all sideways. It says that my move gets absolutely massive or your move gets really, really slow. It's really punishing your rival for messing up. I like that a ton. And then response, after you take damage, add a scheme from your discard pile to your card pool, period. That card cannot be cleared from the card pool this turn. That means during the end phase, right? Am I crazy? That card, the scheme sticks in the card pool until it gets back to your turn? Is that how that works? Because it doesn't say that it can't be cleared due to card effects. It just says it can't be cleared, and you clear things during the end phase. During the end phase, yeah. I think this sticks the whole turn. If schemes are crazy, I think this character might be kind of nuts. Whoa. If schemes are crazy, this guy might be super, super cool just for the ability to slam a bunch of schemes in and have like that extra hand size, right? Like this, every time that you hit the schemes that you play, like if they're good, you just like play them for free. Not to mention, like if the schemes sit in the card pool and count as progressive, it means that it's harder for you to pass your checks, which means more foundations get committed, which means your moves hit harder. This is sick. Wow. This is so cool. This is neat. I think I'm gonna put him, like I think that I would play this. I would play the heck out of this guy. This guy is cool. If I found a sick build with him, I think that I would do it. If I do this, what happens? Oh, I've ruined everything. You'll just have to see Superfly over here. Up next, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 4-hand size, 40 health character with a Brawler, Champion, Inventor, Mutant keywords. Has the air, all, fire, and void symbols. If you check a 3 or less during your turn, you check a 4 instead. That's it. Man. This card is either one of the worst cards that has ever existed or one of the best. I think like this is just like a deck builder's paradise of a character. Of like, if you decide to just run nothing but all the bad checks on your turn, you just get to like wombo combo them and just like go crazy with it and just like play a ton of moves, and your math is always great. You never have to check. You never check bad because of the your turn. Like turning your 1 checks into 4 checks is stupid. Like it is breaking the rule in such an asinine way. But on the other hand, if we get to my rival's turn, if I didn't kill them, if the game's not over and they attack me and I try to block and I check one of these 1 checks, then I got punched in the mouth. Combine that with the fact that I'm only a 4-hand size character. So the top 4 cards of my deck, when I draw my hand size, it has to be this like really, really potent. It has to, my cards have to be so good that it is worth losing. If you look, a 5-hander losing 20% of my hand, as a 6-hander losing like 18% of my hand, like losing as a 7-hander losing, like you just lose so much with that lower hand size that the quality of cards you play have to be so good. Or you take and you just flip that on its head. When you take and you look at like why the Titan 4-check attacks were so good, was because that their building math was so good, and they had to play on like 7s and 8s, where I'm allowed to just play a classic 3-check deck, and on my turn I can't fail cards. I just can't fail them. They just don't fail. Because like my sweeping daggers are always they check a 4 instead of checking a 3, which is huge. Like just getting that little extra value out of my normal 3 difficulty moves is just so good. Or my 3-check moves is just so good. It is very tough to rate the TMNT. Here's what I'll say. I think if there is a good version of this character, it won't be good enough. If there's a great version of this character, it will be touched. I think this character is crazy. I think this character is very, very, very cool. I'm excited for him. Also, it's just sick to see all the boys on the same card. It's so cool. It's so cool. And then our last character, Wingnut Mechanical Genius. 6 hand size, 30 health character, inventor, mutant, enhance once per turn. So my turn, your turn. Change this attack's zone to high. It gets +1 or -1 speed. So make things a little harder to block, make things a little easier to block. Turns your lows into highs. And the response after your attack deals damage, choose one. Build a tech card with difficulty 3 or less from your hand. So get a card from my hand and just slam it down. Or selectively seal a rival foundation. Seal that foundation again at the beginning of your turn. So very similar to like the potency of Chimera Kraken. Like the part of the reason that Chimera Kraken is so good is because you take and selectively touch their best piece, and you turn it off not just for their turn, like the turn that's happening, but the turn afterwards. Not quite as good as freezing like Chimera Kraken, but again, it's on your character. But the fact that it seals it for the entire turn cycle, my turn and your turn, is so good. It says that you don't get to use it for yours. Seal. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'm reading it wrong. At the beginning of your rival's turn. No, I read it right. Yeah. So it's sealed for my turn and your turn. So I can seal defensive pieces on my turn and seal offensive pieces for your turn, all off the back of me hitting you one time. That's so good. That's really good. If you can figure out how to make your moves connect, I think that sealing piece is going to be really annoying. With that said, I'm not terribly excited about this character. It's probably just like a stream only, or maybe even like a no thanks. Like I don't think there's going to be somebody who really wants to play Wingnut. It's just not me, man. It's just not me. And so there you have it. There is my excitement tier list. A lot of these characters I'm really excited to take and deep dive into. I think there's a lot of really cool things happening with these characters. A lot of neat mechanics to explore. If you want, I will take and I will leave a link to this tier list in the description of this video, or I will link it over on Twitch after the video is done, and you can share your own excitement tier list over in my Discord. Again, links in the description. Would love to know what you guys are feeling. What are you excited for? What are you less so? With that said, thank you much for watching the video, and as always, I wish you well. So does this set characters are good or not? Your lecture, try that one more time. It smells like a good set. Again, your lecture, it depends on what you think good means. Competitive? I don't think this set is very competitive. Fun? I think I'm gonna have a fucking blast with these cards. I think these characters are going to be a fucking blast, and I'm going to lose versus the things that are currently out. I mean, competitively, I don't think that I haven't seen any of the characters right now, or I haven't seen the full sets, so it is not fair for me to can I share this? If I share this, how does that look? If you click on that, does it reset the tier list for you, or no? Save. Yes, it does reset it. Dope. Dope. Yeah, would love to know what you guys think. When I look at, like, you ready? So I'll do the world's quickest shoot from the hip power level, right? So like there's only local champs, and then this tier doesn't need to exist. This tier doesn't need to exist. We'll just do this. I'll do this. Okay, so we don't need a stream only. You ready? Majors for power level. Here's what I'm seeing. You ready? I think that it's probably this maybe. And it might be here. I think making my rival discard a card or the keywords thing like might be really impactful. Like this, these are the only ones that I could maybe potentially see. And in order, it's probably this. And even then, like these might be too high. And this is all going to be dependent on like what the rest of her kit looks like of like making stuff happen. I mean, for example, do you think one of these characters is better than the new Ryu or not? I'm telling that because the Street Fighter cards are not too wonderful except for the characters. I think the cards inside the Street Fighter set are crazy. I think the Street Fighter set is as close to Godzilla as we've had in a long time. I think the Street Fighter cards are very, very good. I should probably like I'm planning on doing something with the Street Fighter cards. As soon as I have access to them. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow. With CR foundations that flip on block just helps you control better. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Alright, with that, chat, thank you all for hanging out tonight. I do greatly appreciate it. This was fun. This was very, very fun. I am going to dip in live for almost 3 hours. I got some editing on a podcast and a tier list, extended tier list to do. So I think I'm gonna let you be. With that said, thank you all for hanging out. Let me see if there's somebody live over on Twitch I could send a raid. Let's see. I mean, I can just send it on over to Snuggy. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll just send it to Snuggy. All right. We will catch you all next time. Go enjoy some Diablo. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. It's been fun. Bye. Bye, everybody. It's been fun. Bye.